Hey, what's up? We're live. Yeah, talking about some things tonight. Got got Diddy on the mind. Who doesn't though, right? Talking about some things tonight. What's is he relevant though anymore? I don't even know. Or is he always relevant? Because it's Diddy. I don't know.
I mean, even if he's not like releasing shit, he's probably producing or like
Well,
backing other
he
stuff.
actually he did just release something though. I think he's got a new persona. I think he's calling himself Brother Love or something. He's got a whole new name.
Really, because he went from Puff Daddy to
P
fucking
Diddy.
P Diddy, and then Diddy, and then I mean, does he have to change his? Did he change his name legally for all that, or is just persona stuff?
I think it's persona stuff.
Like, is Bono actually Bono on his taxes?
I think so. Hold on, I had to change the Twitch title because our thing says raping and beating, but I guess Twitch doesn't allow that, so I had to say graping.
Well, I mean, if this were
That's one of the
CNN,
few things.
if this were like CNN or some shit, you could say that.
Yeah, I guess they just can't
Funny
say
how
that
like
on
the
Twitch.
double standards work. Like if you're watching the news, that's nothing. But because we're not like on a major channel giving some report on it, then it's a big deal. It's the same fucking shit.
I also realized how this Cassie girl kind of looks like Zendaya. She's like proto Zendaya.
I think she's better than Zendaya.
Yeah, I think she is too. I agree.
You know what's weird? I thought Puff Daddy was like a closet homosexual from what I've heard a lot of
That comes into play.
Like rapper people say.
That's gonna come into play for sure.
Like he propositioned them, or like he put them in a weird situation, or it's just like awkward kind of energy coming from him. Like they thought he wanted to fuck him or something.
Well, he had a 13-year-old usher live with him in his house for I think a couple years, and then he made Usher fame. It's really weird. And then there's a video
Usher
of him
was fucking
the
woman from TLC when he was like 16. So she should be on the hook too, because she was like I think in her early 20s or some shit.
Oh, I think there's shit that's just not gonna ever come out, but I think he's definitely
you probably heard about Aaliyah and R. Kelly. They got married and she was like fucking 15 or some shit.
Yeah, but I don't know.
This is like pre-piss video.
With it. Oh yeah, so I also got I saw Napoleon.
In theaters.
Empty theater. Yeah, empty theater.
Empty.
Well, I went with my mom wanted to see it, so I went with her to see it. But
hold on, I thought you said you already were looking up the metrics and shit, and it was doing well.
Well, that was that Thanksgiving weekend. So I saw it in the middle of the week. So it did do well on the weekends. It did do
so it does fall off, I guess, at a certain point. If you don't,
I think all movies do, man.
It's like you were saying, if you don't cash in on that debut shit, you're fucked. Like it really dies off pretty hard unless you're really hitting well on it. But other than that, you got to make your money right away. It seems
the only movies that were doing that were the Barbie and Oppenheimer movie, where they actually had like multiple weeks that didn't see like a drop off. I mean, most of these movies see like this gigantic drop off.
Okay, then my memory and shit is warped from that stuff.
I mean, I know we talk about all like the shitty Disney Marvel movies or whatever have this drop off, but this did too. So I'm sure like you'll see it on this weekend. They'll have a gigantic drop off. It'll be like a 70% difference. That's kind of what it's been.
I wonder how much like worse that's gotten post COVID. Because to me, like COVID fucked over the movie industry more than a lot of other things, probably.
But I think that's kind of because everything. It's like there's two reasons to that. I don't think it's because of COVID. I think COVID caused all these things to go to streaming platforms. Well, it caused everything to go to streaming stuff. So now everyone's like, I'll just wait till it comes to streaming, and it's like that's sort of. I mean, Apple made Napoleon, so it's gonna come out onto their streaming and probably pretty soon.
It seems like Red Letter Media makes several jokes on this, but the whole like turning like the theater into like DoorDash or some shit, it's kind of turned a lot of people off from wanting to do it.
But I mean, I guess I don't see it
You shouldn't be
every
like
time I go to
a restaurant when you're trying to really focus in on what's going on in the fucking movie. Like it's almost
like, I've never
secondary, and it's like you're just there to eat some food and watch some bullshit and not pay attention.
I haven't had anyone. I mean, all the times I've been there the past like year or two, I haven't had anyone eat anything weird. So
nobody got like an onion pizza and fries.
No, but I did see like at like the concession stand, you can get like a burger, and I was like, "Who the fuck's?" I almost wanted to ask the guy, but I was like, I really don't want to talk to you. But I was almost wanted to ask him,
being really paranoid, just getting popcorn and trying to eat, because there's certain parts of the movie where you don't know like if the sound's gonna come back or whatever, and it's kind of dead, but you want to eat some shit, and then it's
it doesn't matter when you're by yourself in these theaters. It doesn't matter what the fuck you could do. You could change your diaper like Mr. Plinkett.
Did you ever have the awkward exchange when somebody's accidentally sitting in your seat?
I don't think so. No,
it's probably been so long you can't remember it. Even if
again, yeah. I don't really like. I'll
I don't miss that shit at all.
Well, I'll look for a theater or a showing that's more empty, and you know what I mean. So it's like I'm looking more for that. If it's like I would have saw Napoleon that Thanksgiving weekend if no one went. I would have went and saw it, but I saw like, oh, there's too many people here. I'm not gonna fucking go do that. I'd rather like not see it with a lot of people either.
Yeah, I forget which Lord of the Rings movie it was, but I went with like my dad and sister, and we couldn't get seats other than really close to the fucking front. And after it, my neck was like fucked. It was like a horrible experience, and I could barely see what was going on because I was like just below the screen. Which to me, at that point, you probably shouldn't even be selling seats for that.
So that is kind of crazy though, how like theater. Well, that's when I popped in just to see Barbie. That's how it was. The whole that whole theater was packed, where people were actually in the front row. That's like not the case anymore.
Do you ever notice if people like kind of when that is happening, will like hang out at the cusp of like where you walk in and walk out without having a seat?
Well, that's where I was, and I didn't see anyone there. That's like where I was hanging out. But I was like doing the whole.
I've noticed a lot of times when you go to like sporting events, people eventually leave and, like, go get their seats.
Well, this is an awful organization, but I remember the Eagles had a spot where it's like a bar that essentially has like a really good viewing spot where you don't. So let's say you had really shitty seats. I'd rather just like hang out by this bar the whole game because you could see the game much better. Kind of like that. So you can just stand up and watch it. It was probably better than going to your like nosebleed seats.
Yeah, I will. Unless it was free, I would never go to an Eagles game in my life.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We went to a Blue Claws game once, and I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
What's that?
It's like Philadelphia. It's like a Philadelphia Phillies, like AAA thing, and those are always like where you get like free tickets from like somebody got it at work.
I don't think anyone's
paying for that Trenton Thunder game once.
Yeah, I've been to a bunch of Trenton Thunder games. It's the same
like
thing.
That, like somebody had tickets from something, and then you end up going. But normally I get near my stuff, but this time it was a Blue Claws one.
There's one near my job called the Somerset Patriots that I think is the Yankees feed in now. Yeah, and people talk about it. I've never been to that one, but it's the same shit. It's like everyone has the same experiences. There are these shitty. Honestly, though, those things are kind of fun. I don't have an issue with those.
Yeah, I got a Homer Bush autograph ball.
It's like super low stakes baseball. Like I don't know. It's not even really. It's just more about being out there than actually being.
Thunder is the Red Sox, I think, affiliate.
At one point,
Yankees one is like in Long Island or some shit.
I think it changes. So at one point it was the Yankees feed in because I know I saw some Yankees
there. I remember going to
Yeah. At one
Thunder
point, it
Bay,
was the Red
somebody
Sox
from the Red Sox was
with
rehabbing from an injury.
Nomar Garciaparra, I think, was there for a little bit. But at one point, it was Yankees too, and Derek Jeter was there. It was like it changed because it's like they change up their affiliations, and now I think the Yankees have the Somerset Patriots.
Yeah,
Where they changed up.
I had a Nomar Garciaparra USA rookie that was like in high grade. At one time, it was selling for like $800. Now you can get it for like $20.
Yeah, I think the last time I went to a Trenton Thunder game, it had some Yankees pitcher rehabbing, so I know they have some relation.
Oh, okay.
But I know you're right. I saw
a,
Nomar Garciaparra there. I know I saw that at one point. He was there for like I think like a month or two. Noma. Is that what they used to call them? Those racists up there in Boston.
Yeah, he used to do this like weird OCD thing with his gloves constantly.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, how he'd like when he'd go up to bat, he'd have to like retape his gloves like 8 different times.
Yeah, it's like a.
I remember that.
I wonder if he like fucked up how many he just was done from that point. Like mentally, he couldn't hit.
That's funny. There's a lot of superstition with baseball.
Yeah, it's lame. It's like old boomery fucking fuckfest. They had to. I think
it's like if you're good at it, it's a different thing. if you're actually playing, I'm sure it's fun.
They had to institute rules to make it less slow and boring for people.
Yeah,
like that's how.
Well, they should have done that for She-Hulk. They should have instituted that for She-Hulk or for Napoleon.
Well, how can you get canceled when you're not even doing anything? I thought that show was over.
Oh, there's all this talk about it getting a second season.
Oh God!
I think it's official. It hasn't officially came out.
Is there an actual audience for that shit, or they're like making up people that view it and put reviews and all that?
I think you just want to force it down your throat. It's like a lot of Marvel. It's like just want to push that down.
Like, a lot of the money that goes into stuff is just for advertising more than it's like paying for the actual people working on the film.
I think it's all like a pats on it seems like it because it's not been working out financially, but it's all like patting themselves on the back, saying like, see, we do really like woke and good stuff and societal impact. Like that seems to be more their thing than actually putting out like content or film. I hate the word content. Putting out films or TV that are good. Content makes it sound like it's already shitty. I mean, like everything's been reduced.
Media, I guess you could call it. I don't know.
Yeah. But when you hear content, it sounds like awful. It's just like we just need to have something there. Is what content sounds like. It doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah. No, that's how I feel about it too. Like when it comes to fantasy stuff, it's like there's certain podcasts and accounts where you can tell they are just pumping out shit to have stuff come out. They could give a fuck if it's good or bad or helps anybody. They just need like slots of time.
I remember watching some Instagram channel that had like all these, stuff for the draft, and it was all the stuff, the hype we were on too, and so it's all that shit was wrong anyway. So they made all this content that was bullshit.
No, it's really hard to tell when you're ignorant of what's going on. What's
like can't go wrong with Bijan Robinson
until it's already over with.
How has Bijan Robinson been this year for fantasy?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. Okay.
Well, it's been weird because Arthur Smith, who I think is like some silver spoon motherfucker from the Falcons, like I think he's he's like a nephew or some shit. But he was playing Algier over him a ton. And there was like a massive backlash, people saying he's an idiot, he's not using them correctly. And then the last couple weeks, it's kind of corrected itself. But I don't have any of him, so I don't really give a shit what he does.
Yeah. Well,
when people ask me what sports teams I root for, I don't give a shit. I just want the people I have to fucking do something.
Yeah.
Or not get injured.
I get you on that. I mean, I'm kind of becoming more like that with hockey, where it's just like I'm more of an NHL fan than Well, actually, I do like the Rangers because at least they're like a decent team each year, most of the time.
Decent. They're the
Yeah,
best
they're
team
good.
in the league.
Yeah, it's like it's nice when you have a team that's actually like relevant.
I don't know. I kind of like rooting for the Giants to lose every week. It's
Yeah,
fun.
I do too. Yeah, I'm sick of the Giants. Terrible. I don't.
But
Well, I don't.
still, there's
I
like
haven't liked the
things that
makeup
I
of
want to
teams
see
for a long
that
time.
could transfer over to the next year. But I don't mind watching them tank. I just wish they would tank harder than they are. Like these last two wins were fucking stupid.
I'm like the opposite. Like all these dumb Giants fans, they like Tommy DeVito. I fucking hate Tommy DeVito. I fucking think he sucks, and I think it's like it represents.
He has the highest sack
why
rate
you
percentage of all
I don't care about
time.
that, but it's like why you celebrate. I mean, he's not anything. He's just a little backup
just these
guy.
dumb fucking Guidos, and you know, it's like I'm from New York, man. I'm a fucking, you know,
that like bothers me.
Like, all that bullshit.
This team has any makeup that's like worth. It's like these are wins for nothing. You know, it's like.
Well, but
what are they going to win a playoff game with Tommy DeVito?
Like there's different types of fans. You know, there's like the tag idiot who just wants them to win every single game, doesn't matter the context. And then there's the more like critical, like if they lose right now, this is going to benefit them not only next year, but the next 5 years
financially. Real fans.
Because they have more opportunities to hit on contracts. They're going to allow them more flexibility in free agency when they actually have needs to fill, and then you go all in. You know,
I mean,
that's that's the kind of thought we need to have. It's not like, oh, Tommy DeVito's going to win the next 5 games, and we just missed the playoffs. You know, that kind of shit.
It's a little hard to explain. I mean, like last year, I didn't really like the Rangers team. I didn't really like how they looked with Kane and Tarasenko. Like I hated the team. This year, I kind of like the team. It's different. Same like the Giants. I just don't like the team. I don't know. It's like I don't really like Dable. I don't know. I thought I was a little bit like surprised last year. I thought he was like okay, but I didn't think he was like this something special that everyone thought. I don't know. Now I can definitely tell you I don't like Dable. I think he kind of sucks. I think he got lucky. But he doesn't have a lot to work with though, too. So it's like but you know, everyone was touting him like he was this genius coach. I don't know about that. But now you go from a genius to a dumbass in like a few games. That's all it takes. But speaking of a genius to a dumbass, Napoleon.
Ridley Scott.
Oh yeah, he comes in here too. So more and more as I
hey guys, I'm Napoleon.
Yeah, more pretty much. More and more since I've seen this movie, I've realized.
What are we like war or something?
Like I don't. I mean, when I saw, I was like, it's pretty good. I told you, I think it's like a B, like an 8 out of 10. I think I want to lower that. I think I want to say like a 7 and like a 7.6. It's like a high C plus. Yeah, it's not a bad. Like I would say it's a good, like, you know, I wouldn't tell someone to not watch it, but it's not like anything that great.
I don't know. I'd rather be failing than a C plus. C plus is like you're so mediocre that I almost feel bad for you, you know.
Also, like, especially since like you hear how like all of it is like bullshit. Like, and I mean everything that I'm gonna talk about is all like in the trailer. Like the whole movie's almost in the trailer too, by the way. Like basically everything's in that.
Well, that's
trailer.
never good. That means they're not confident in it doing well, probably. And maybe there's so many fucking ads for it. It's nonstop. How much advertising went into this? It's like every other fucking trailer.
Yeah.
Or even commercial is this fucking movie. So that's when that happens, I start to get worried. That and when a movie has like 6 really big actors and actresses all together, then it's like, oh man, you know, this is probably working with some absolute shit, and it's just like a cash out.
And also, I'll say this: I don't think like when I was watching this, I didn't particularly think like you know, it wasn't like I mean, I think the role is a little kind of boring just because he's a very like stoic kind of character. But I didn't like. There's nothing great about Joaquin Phoenix in this. It could have been like anybody. I will say that. It's like it wasn't like he's good, but he was not that great in this.
It just seems like a pretty dry, boring brood fest, you know. Joaquin, can you look more brooding?
There's something about that I actually do like though. I like a boring historical movie a little bit. Like I like a Barry Lyndon This reminded me of like
it's going back to the whole like mumblecore fucking fad.
that's the thing. That's actually probably part of the movie I liked was like kind of the slow pace, which I could see everyone fucking hating. Like I'll say that it's like I knew when I watched this, it's like, oh, people are gonna hate this because it's like it's slow, like it's majority of the time it's slow. There's one hilarious fucking part where
that's why people are all on Spotify just making playlists of singles than bothering to sit through an entire album of music.
Well, I can't do that either. I couldn't sit through a band's album anymore. No way.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's like it's kind of
a new album. No way. No fucking way. I don't know. I kind of like the whole switching around from a song to song. I think I like it better. I don't know. I used to like albums, but I don't think maybe just because I don't like any new albums. I don't know. Or that it's like I've heard those albums, so why do I need to go through the album experience anymore? I'll take what I want out of the song.
Well, I think the issue with an album is you have to have like lulls and almost kind of segues and intermediate parts, and like every single song can't be fucking a hit. It's just not gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean there are some albums like that though. Like I mean they're going back a good bit, but I mean Radiohead's albums I remember were all pretty solid for a little bit there. Up until like that In Rainbows shit or something. I mean Beatles. You got some straight through bangers, man. Got some bangers right there. Straight through the whole time. Beach Boys, Pet Sounds, banger all the way through. There's a couple albums that I feel like don't have any lulls.
Stuff that has like tracks that are 30 seconds to a minute long. No one's gonna look that up on Spotify to listen to again.
Yeah, I would say Pink Floyd.
Nobody's searching up interludes that you get.
Pink Floyd definitely had. I don't think they ever had that banger album where there's like a straight through. Maybe Dark Side of the Moon is the closest, but like, yeah, they got some stuff in between for sure.
Everyone does. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, you need like padding and filler, just like you do in movies.
Weezer's Blue album is pretty solid the whole way through, but I would say a lot of those songs sound the same though the whole way through. So it's like you're getting what you get the whole like all 10 songs. Like you're getting the whole. So there's that. That's a little, I guess, a countermeasure to that album, but I would say it's all kind of like if you like the one song on the Blue album, you'll like the whole rest of the album because they're all like that kind of thing. Little variations. Yeah, Napoleon. I enjoyed it for the most part. The inaccuracies bother me. I was looking this up. Here's like the Rotten Tomatoes score, man. People do not like this. I didn't take a look at this until today. And I was like a little taken back. I was like, wow, this is really disliked. Like I would figure this would be like in the 80s.
Shit.
Yeah. That's what I thought. I was like, wow.
Can we see some feedback? What are their complaints?
Let's see, actually. Let's look at the top critics.
Would you say this movie's anti-woke?
Not really. I don't think it actually has anything to say with that, which is nice. Which is actually kind of good. It has a void of any kind of. Maybe that's why they don't like it. It has a void of any kind of comment on that kind of stuff.
Okay. Maybe that's the issue.
You know what, man? Maybe it is a little. You know what? Maybe it is a little anti-woke because he's very much like.
You know what it is? You can't be like middling. You got to pick a side.
No, you know what? I think it is anti-woke because he's very. It's very pro-male, because, I mean. Yeah, I guess I don't know. There's nothing really to spoil here because it's a guy who's been dead for 100 years. But just like his whole. He has a wife that can't have a kid, so he has to leave her, and it's like very much like pro male, like a king. It's like kind of like she had to be subservient to him, and that's a part of the plot a little bit. But like I could see that not working too well in the woke society. The wokesters won't like that. This is true. Ridley Scott delivers a spectacular film, but flavorless of French history lesson. Yeah, that's true. It's really See, this is kind of wrong. Phoenix is a wonderful actor, but it seems miscast to the point where you wonder if that was the point. I didn't really get that. I mean, I don't think it seems miscast. I think the casting actually. I thought I was more concerned about that.
Well, no, there's not a lot of French male actors to choose from, are there?
Yeah, but it's like a play. It's like, you can go see a play of, I don't know, Julius Caesar, the Shakespeare play. Does he need to be a fucking Italian?
French actors to choose from.
I don't know.
Gerard Depardieu.
Let's see this observer. The result is a colossal bore that is never passionate, exciting, sexy, or entertaining. I actually disagree. I think there are some exciting parts.
Sexy.
There are some funny
stuff.
No, it's basically just like Napoleon fucking his wife from behind like a couple times, and she seems uninterested. That happens like multiple times. And I don't know. He has some funny parts where he's pretending to be a pig and goes underneath the table and crawls underneath the table, like snorting like a pig. There's a part where it's really part where he gets angry about the British ambassador. That was like, it generally made me laugh, and it was obviously meant to be funny, but it was he's like, he thinks he's so great because he has boats. Like that, he gets so angry about the British army because they have boats. It was pretty funny. You
know what the positive outcome of this movie probably would have been is similar to Amadeus. You've seen that before, right?
Oh, that's a way better movie. That's a very good movie.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying like if this was like really good, it would have had like a similar vibe to it and look and
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know what you could do to make this. All right, I don't know. I mean, it was pretty good. It just the things that seem to be an issue, I think, are all these inaccuracies. Like that's like because I was looking at the inaccuracies, and by the way, these are all in the trailer. So I'm gonna tell you the inaccuracies, and it's just like you could see it in the trailer. I'm not giving anything away. Here's the 12 biggest historical inaccuracies. Yeah, this is shown multiple times in the trailer and in the movie where he's actually charging in to combat. Like he's actually going into combat. They see him kind of run in or charge in, and yeah, there's no evidence of him ever charging into a war. He actually the only time he was in battle was before he was kind of where he was as like a commander.
Because he had to start from the bottom.
Yeah, I mean he was basically like he was a French soldier, but he was born into like a little bit of aristocratic family, so he wasn't like that lowly as a French soldier, but French soldier to like a general to then being like the top of the general and then to being the emperor, and that's sort of his trajectory. He never really, as a commander, charged into battle. Napoleon was wounded by a British bayonet during the siege of Toulon. That didn't happen. So there's a part. Yeah, that's the beginning part of the movie. The horse gets killed. This was a big part of the trailer. That like, did you see the trailer?
Only the fucking 5 minutes.
Yeah, the best part of the trailer.
I would like to see the breakdown. I don't know if they have a site that shows this of the total cost of the movie and how it gets distributed. Like the animators get what, advertising gets what, producers, actors, all that kind of shit. Is your site that does that?
No, they're not going to tell you that kind of shit.
Well, don't you think that might be a good thing to start out? Well, they'll probably try and block it, because they don't want that exposed.
That's raps. Like they're not. That's not public knowledge or anything.
Like when you see a She-Hulk episode for 30 mil or whatever it is, how's that fucking broken down?
Well, we know that there was all these strikes by the animators for Marvel that wanted more money. So it's like, I don't know. I don't think they actually were getting paid that well. So it's a weird thing. I think it's all going to the top, what they call it, above the line. Like there's like a you ever heard of above the line, below the line? You ever heard that term with Hollywood?
I've heard it for accounting.
Oh yeah, for with Hollywood, like above the line is like, the actors, the directors, the producers. anyone below
But
the
that could
line is like
change,
the
and then
guy,
it fucks everything up.
like the lighting guy, the animators. So it's like I think there's a lot of people not making as much as you'd think below the line. It's also an industry that's so competitive that you don't have to pay anyone. That's because there's 100 other people that want to do it, and it's their dream job. Like everyone, they'll take whatever you can get to get into the door. That's this kind of business. But yeah, in the trailer, there's this ice battle where they're showing like the ice scene and all that stuff, and people crashing into the lake. That was all fake. There was no lake battle. Although when I saw the scene, it is good, and I don't mind that because it's a very thematic scene. It was meant to show he's against a certain army, and it was sort of just meant to show that he beat them because you see like the flag going under the ice. So it was more thematic and cinematic than. So it's like I don't have a problem with that. Napoleon never met this Duke of Wellington. Yeah, that's in it a little bit. Yeah, this is a part that's in the trailer where he shoots at the pyramids. He shoots a cannon at the pyramids. He never shot a cannon at the pyramids. He did go to Egypt. That was a thing. There is a lot of historical stuff about the French going to Egypt, and the French were probably the first ones to rediscover the pyramids. That's actually like the modern day. Like they were forgotten in time for a long, long period of time until the French went there in like 1700s, the late 1700s. There. That's kind of like the reinvigorating of the Egyptian history that happened around then.
Yeah, these ads are intense, man.
Oh yeah, it's nuts. Yeah, what I saw this Screen Rant, man. They need these ads.
10 great movies where the villains were like. What does that even fucking mean?
Oh, I thought you were talking about like the ads on screen, like this Book of Mormon thing.
No, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. They're intense.
But I just noticed Ezra Miller is still fucking working. I thought he got canceled.
I think he's done. That was just that was he was supposed to be in that movie.
The Spider-Verse thing, he's done now.
The Flash thing, yeah. I think he already filmed a lot of it, and then they had
they did like a Flash first, didn't they?
Yeah, well, it's like he was the Flash, so they were gonna make a Flash movie, and he filmed a bunch of it, and then all his controversies happened, but then they still needed to film more, so it was like they're like, do we just fucking trash what we did, or do we just try to like just put it out there? I think they were like, fuck it, we'll just put it out there, see what we can get out of it.
No, I thought. But
yeah, I think he's done.
I thought he had a movie that came out with different versions of him at like a younger version.
Yeah, that was the Flash. That was the one that was already like in development while all that shit was happening.
All so his, that like, was another multiverse movie.
Yeah. Now, and it's kind of funny. There are some, and I know I heard Red Letter Media talk about it, and I don't disagree with him. There was some things in that movie that weren't that bad either, but a lot of it was just complete shit. Napoleon didn't slap his wife during this divorce. That was a little weird. And
how the fuck do they know whether he did or didn't? Who's reporting?
They know that. All right, so like, this is some.
Why is this like fact?
No, they do know.
Who's like?
They know. Well, actually, it's funny. Ridley Scott does say this, but they do know because
wokedouche.com.
So Kubrick was going to make a Napoleon movie, and he actually had a desk, like a whole filing, like a whole filing desk on Napoleon, that because he was such detailed with his journaling and he had other people journaling for him, every single day of his life since like he was 30 was documented. So, and Kubrick had all that research, and he was going to make his movie, and then it didn't happen, and it fell through, and Spielberg has those. And there is going to be a Napoleon show that comes out to HBO or somewhere, and that's basically going to be Kubrick's research. So this movie is not that. This is not related to Kubrick stuff. But it sounds like that HBO show might be better than this, or probably more accurate. So yeah, and again, just from what you can read his letters to, he really liked this wife who he couldn't have a baby with because she was just too old at the time. So, but he had to like get rid of her because he needed an heir, kind of bullshit. Yeah, the movie opens.
Like, if this is gonna be good, some hybrid of like John Adams and Gladiator.
See, I think
The Patriot.
yeah, I think what would make this
That's
better
what I was
is
hoping it would
the
be,
show.
but this seems like a fucking slogfest shit.
Kind of
show
is, man. And
of nobody really giving a fuck at all about it.
yeah, you have to like kind of a slow historical thing, but I do think if you made this episodic, it would have been a lot more interesting. It's like kind of rushed.
Hold on,
even though it's long, it feels rushed.
Distracting
Weird.
was the Joaquin Phoenix lack of accent for you?
I mean, you got used to it. I'll say that. Like, you got used to it because
what does it sound like when you do an impression?
I mean, it sounded just like him doing a dry accent, but he doesn't talk a lot, so it's not that bad because he's a very stoic character. But it's like a play. I can go, like I said, if you go watch a Julius Caesar Shakespeare play in America, it's just gonna be an American actor. It's not gonna be Italian accented. So it's like you could suspend disbelief. So I got that. I didn't have a super big problem with that when I was watching the movie. Even though the British are the obvious enemy the whole time, or the hated people, and everyone's speaking English accents, strange. But yeah, there is no French accents. There's like not even a single person who's got like a bad American French accent. Like, I was surprised at that. Yeah, the movie opens with Marie Antoinette's public execution. That was the French Revolution where they got rid of the king and Marie Antoinette. So
yeah,
get her out.
People who had no food to eat that let them eat cake.
Yeah, so they raided
and then you wonder why
big revolution
getting completely fucked over.
Big revolution. They take her out of the castle and they cut her head
nowadays, off. Like if you say some shit like that, there's like enough of a there's enough of a force to like cut your head off. We need to like bring that shit back.
Do you know when the last guillotine execution was, though? I actually looked this up, and I was like, it's pretty surprising.
Probably some fucking third world shit you never heard of.
No, it was the last guillotine execution was in France. So I'll tell you that. And it was in 1939. It wasn't
it is like a guillotine's too expensive. Most of the time, you just need a knife and just put somebody's head over.
Well, we have some fucking Middle Eastern people cutting people's head off.
Guillotine is like a big spectacle you want to show off to a crowd or something, Most of the time, it's just some guy with like a half-assed.
The last public execution.
It probably takes like 5 swings.
Yeah, the last public execution guillotine thing was 1939. It just does seem quite modern for the thing for it, but so Napoleon is at this guillotine execution, which is not realistic because he would have been stationed in southern France, because he would have been at a garrison, which would have made sense. He was an officer at the time. Napoleon was notoriously bad at riding horses, which this movie shows him with horses many times. So that was kind of funny. He's notoriously bad. He wouldn't even ride the typical thoroughbred, which would have been a cavalry horse. He would have rode like an Arabian or a Barb horse, which are smaller breeds, because we know he's quite short, but that's also a little bit of a myth.
I thought jockeys are all borderline midgets.
Yeah, he wasn't either. It's a little bit of a myth. I think he had a complex with it, but he was average height. He wasn't anything shorter than that. But I think he was a person who presented himself like he would be like a 6'5" person or something. That's what he wanted to be. But he was average height.
Is the Quaker oatmeal guy based off him?
No. The Quaker oatmeal guy is more based off of George Washington. He's a colonial figure.
He's a Quaker. They just have the same hats.
He's a Quaker. Quakers are in America. They went over from England. They were persecuted, so they went to America. It's the Quakers. Napoleon was 6 years younger than Josephine, but in the movie, Joaquin Phoenix, he definitely looks older than this girl.
The run-through teacher.
Yeah, I thought this girl was good, Vanessa Kirby. I don't think I've ever seen her before. She's good looking. She kind of looks like a better looking Emma Stone, in my opinion.
I mean, Emma Stone looks a little bit like Gollum. So
yeah, Emma Stone's a little goofy looking. She's like a less goofy looking Emma Stone.
That Dogtooth guy's movie with her?
That didn't come out to theaters yet. Here,
okay.
Pretty Things.
Those trailers came out early as shit. It feels like a waste of money to advertise that early.
I think it was maybe. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's already come out in L.A. and New York, but I think that's like the only movies. Like that was The Holdovers. That
How's
movie's
that
been out.
doing?
The Holdovers.
Is it just like some bullshit art house crap no one's gonna actually go and see, or is it maybe?
I think so. I don't think it'll actually even get released like nationwide. I think it's just gonna stay
circulate through those Princeton type.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's gonna go to Princeton. It's just
theaters.
It's just gonna be New York and L.A. That's it. It's not even gonna go to go to like the little art house places. No. Maybe it might re-release out to those after it's like in the if it gets any
it's going to show it's going to make money to be worth it. Yeah,
I think it's got to get more. No, for them it's like it's got to get more like recognition before it'll come out there. You know, like if it gets nominated for something, then they'll put it in Princeton, put it in all the little other cities like I don't know Austin or Texas or something. You know, like shit like that. Napoleon's mother didn't stage a betting incident. Yeah, that's Yeah, don't worry about that. Napoleon. All right, this is interesting too because all right. So the tagline of this movie was, "He came from nothing. He conquered everything," and the reality is he didn't come from nothing, nor did he conquer everything. He was born in nobility. He was born into an aristocratic family. They weren't like the most aristocratic family, but he wasn't born into a poor family by any.
They were like middle class.
No, they were like. Not like a top class family, but like let's say a tier 2 nobility family.
Is that why he has the complex?
No, I think I think a lot of the complexes are bullshit. Because you got to realize, history is written by the winners, and the English are the winners, and they hated fucking Napoleon. So I don't even know if I buy any of the shit about him. Like they tried to make him out to be like this Hitler type guy. They tried to say he was a dictator. I don't think he really was. He was sort of just like, he's a lot like a George Washington, to tell you the truth. He's a lot like just a general. He's like a military type ruler. He's very different.
What about what he did was so successful to have an advantage over them?
So he was just they tried to show this off in the movie, which I think you could do it in a better movie or a better show. But he's incredibly known for his battle tactics. Like, he was a very good general. Like, he was like a very good
what happens during the sequence?
I know he would. It was like a timing thing. Like he would it's weird because you see this. That's something you see in this movie. Like, you see like the battling was so much different. Like, it was more strategic, where it's like you'd send in your infantry and then you'd wait to send in your cavalry with the horses and shit. Like. And then you wait until how close they get, and then you have people hidden out on the sides that come in from the side. It was all like shit like that, where you kind of
like the poor people and idiot serfs to die to distract them from the people who are like armored on horses.
Yeah, and it's a timing thing too. It's like even the Waterloo battle, which they do show in this movie. That's the big battle that. I guess I'll give you the brief thing of Napoleon. Napoleon was an emperor, and then he tried to conquer Russia, and he couldn't conquer Russia, and he wasted too much life. So then when he came back, all the French were dead, so he got exiled. So he had to go exiled to a little island, and then he said, "Fuck it, I'm going back to France." And he goes back to France, and then a bunch of people, because he was this military guy, join up with him, and he gets like a bunch of the French people join up with him. Tries to fight the English. He's actually at a point where it was raining, and if he went and started the battle like 2 hours earlier, he would have won the battle. But because he waited, he lost the battle because a different infantry came in from they were on their way. But if he started earlier, he wouldn't have known that, and he actually would have won. So it's like that's the kind of shit with these battles back then. It was about timing and other crap. It was definitely that part of it is interesting. It's a thing you don't really see. What's up, name changer dude? Don't know you. What's up? Maybe, yeah, but that was cool. But he didn't come from nothing. And
name changer. Did you see Napoleon?
What's black and didn't change? Oh God, that's a loaded question, man. Shit. That's a loaded question. I ain't gonna answer
Django?
that one. Yeah, I ain't gonna answer that one. I know my American history enough not to answer that. But yeah, he didn't conquer everything. Oh, I ain't gonna put that one on screen. Yeah, that's wow. Okay.
What?
Yeah, this I can't say what this guy said, but okay.
Oh, we're getting
Jesus.
trolled right now.
I think we are, but that's hey, that's kind of funny though. Like,
You know
it's
what I
not for
wonder
what
is
it is.
like what is it about what we're doing that's asking for that type of
I think we're
response?
we're part of the right, man. We're part of that right side.
Yeah, but
We're too
kind of
far
like
right.
jokingly,
Yeah, we're far right. We're alt right. That's what they would say. A lot of people would say.
alt right boomers. Yeah.
The movie's ass. Yeah, it kind of was ass. I'll agree with that. It wasn't that good. Like again, I could see so many people saying that this was like boring and shit. Like it is not a crowd pleasing movie.
Do you know
Yeah,
if
and I saw Ridley Scott talk about it, and he's like, Ridley Scott's such a little prick. He's such like a
oh,
he
he's a
seems like the
pompous douche,
yeah
egomaniac.
he really seems like the most
But
pompous guy.
do
Like
you know if you can do this where after you've seen a movie that you paid a ticket for, you can go and say like it was so fucking bad, I want my money
no, you
back or like
can't.
a refund or some kind of
You can't.
credit?
No, you can't. It's like it's deeply in there. You can't even like cancel your movie tickets anymore. It's like really bad. Yeah, here's the first clip here. Ridley
It's
Scott
really
talking
bad.
about at the premiere with his wife.
And then Ridley, you've had an amazing career. You know, what's been the highlight?
What do you mean have had? Still there, dude. The highlight is just being allowed to do what I do. So the highlight is right now tonight.
Yeah, not being dead.
Yeah, Joaquin is a cokehead. Yeah, Joaquin, he likes that cocaine. Who doesn't? Who doesn't? I like Joaquin Phoenix. I just don't think like
You
I
like
didn't come
him?
away. I like
I think
Joaquin.
he's one of the most insufferable assholes.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, he's been living off of fucking River Phoenix's shit, and he's
I
acting
kind of
like
like
a
him, man.
complete douchebag.
I don't know. I'm a fan of Gladiator, so I like his role in that for sure. He's awesome
Well,
in
you
that.
shouldn't have liked it because he's the villain. What do you mean?
He was great as a villain. I mean, that was a character that was really fucking good. This
Yeah,
character,
do you remember the sequence where somebody's like throat gets slit, and he like sticks his tongue out in like some weird like sexual way?
yeah,
I don't know if I don't know how to like search that to find it online, but he's definitely he's a weirdo, but I feel like in a bad way.
no, I mean, I understand. He's a little insufferable with his like. I know, but it's like a little bit of an act though too. Remember, he had that like "I'm Not Here" documentary that was all apparently
Yeah,
fake.
and
It was all
he was
fake, which was
complete
kind of a role
fucking.
for him.
But he was
I
like
mean,
a
I think he's a
complete like
Hollywood douche.
nepo
Don't get
baby
me wrong.
douchebag for fucking
Yeah,
even indulging in that kind of shit.
yeah, I mean,
You
I
know,
don't think he's not a Hollywood douche, but I think he
like,
has
most
done some
people
things that
can't
I've liked.
fucking play around with their careers and be a fucking insufferable asshole like that. They're too like worried about just getting another offer again. Like
And I mean, I
he
do
made a
think
whole
he's.
movie about being like just some fucking entitled little bitch.
I mean, I do think he's like pretty brilliant in Joker. I'll say that. Like, and I'm not like a super like
I don't know.
gigantic
I mean,
fan of any superhero shit or anything like
the
that, but
movie's
like I do
okay,
think
but
that movie's good.
it just I don't know. It just feels like a Taxi Driver ripoff.
Well, that's the plot. Yeah, I agree with you on the plot of it. Yeah, it does kind of feel like a ripoff. It's like a King of Comedy mixed with a Taxi Driver plot, but the performance is I don't know. I kind of think the performance is very original. That I'll give him that. And even like I mean, he's a fucking nutcase. I do. I mean, again, a little bit of that crazy, egotistical Hollywood shit, but I know he just ate an apple and like for I think like 6 months he just had one apple a day. That was all his only food, and just smoked a pack of cigarettes. A pack of
But he's
cigarettes and
on
an
the
apple.
mechanic. What's that motherfucker?
I think he took it further than Christian Bale.
He's on the Christian Bale mechanic diet.
Yeah, he took it further.
Do you remember that
So
movie?
I mean, he's dedicated for sure.
Weird and dark and fucking awesome. I like that.
Yeah, I like that one. That one was really good. That's like my favorite Christian Bale stuff has been his lesser known stuff. I like that a lot. I like.
I felt like when we saw that, it was the cinemas. The cinemas were getting like these screener DVD things before they got released out.
We saw a screener.
How do you get that shit? Like, is this
his
because
dad's
the guy was like connected to some stuff, or it's more of like a subscription you sign up for?
His dad was the accountant for a writer, and he's a Hollywood writer who's written some stuff. I can't say what. I know Blue Blood's involved with that, but and he, just because he's in the Hollywood system, they send you all these things for free, and it would go to his dad because I don't know, his dad had his PO box or some bullshit. So we were able to see a lot of free stuff because of that.
Yeah, the only thing that sucked about trying to watch movies there was the TV was so fucking far away from the couch or anything, you know?
Yeah, they didn't have a good setup. They don't pride themselves on a good setup. I like
the setup was bad. It's like the room was just so big. It was like too big.
I like a good setup. I feel like I'm kind of a little bit of a diva with that. I need a good setup. No. But yeah, here's more Ridley Scott being Ridley Scott.
I agree. He never runs out of content.
Total big piece of shit.
He really does think he's like the
what makes you want to take on this story?
Sometimes.
Well, have you seen The Duelist?
It's like he's got to get out. Like, oh, I did The Duelist. Everyone likes The Duelist. You don't know The Duelist? I did The Duelist.
What the fuck is that?
It's all Napoleonic.
It's like first movie. That sucks.
Is really that movie where
really old
people are riding around on bicycles and lancing each other?
No, that's a fucking George Romero movie.
Okay.
No, it's a like a night movie, like with knights.
The only thing I don't show that is
well, there's Duel, which is isn't that the evil truck movie with Steven Spielberg or some shit?
Yeah, this is The Duelist. The Duelist.
And the only thing I don't show in that is Napoleon himself. I always sat in my mind, and even in the film, on the metaphorical image of Napoleon with Harvey Keitel contemplating his demise, looking over France, and that delivery was Bonaparte. So I kept looking at that thing, let's go back and let's do Bonaparte.
Yeah, you could tell he like loves himself a little too much.
It sounds like he's got similar to Andrew Luck, a pretty severe case of peanut butter mouth.
Oh, yeah, you could tell the wife's heard him say this like multiple times. She's like, yeah, I've heard him.
And she's got a weird looking kind of wig thing going on too.
Yeah, and like, yep. Well, I didn't expect anything less.
And she's been shot up with more Botox than fucking Pluto.
Oh yeah. You know what though? At least his wife isn't like 20. I'm surprised at that. He could have got that.
Yeah, well, that's what he brings for show backstage.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure that. I don't know. You
large
wonder though.
Pizza with pepperoni.
If you can
on the next flight to
Pedo
Island.
Might not be able to perform at that age. Yeah, Stephen Hawking went to Pedo Island, right?
What are you talking about? You don't think these motherfuckers have like some advanced Viagra where they can get hard at like 120?
Well, actually, we'll talk about this
these
in a little
fucking
bit.
vampires.
Here's another clip of good old Ridley.
And then tell us a little bit what you hope an audience will take away from coming to see the movie. It's
not a history lesson.
Ooh, it is not a history lesson. We just went through how
because
none of it lines up.
like, take your textbook, wrap it up, and fuck it. That's
and these historians hate the movie too.
And he means one didn't do that.
Napoleon never did that.
So people don't really want to be informed or educated. What's happening? But it's not a history lesson.
Oh, it is not.
We're trying to make a cool, sexy Napoleon.
The film, the story. So it is a story about two central characters, Bonaparte and Josephine. Then, of course, his career was a rocket ship ride. So that, I hope I've done it that way, not made a history.
And then lastly, Ridley, you've got, like I said, an amazing career. I understand you're working on the next Gladiator movie. Can you tell us anything about it?
No.
I'll be lucky enough to live through it.
No, I can't tell you anything.
Well, I mean,
No.
let's look at it. Does Russell Crowe need some money right now?
No, he's not in it. I think
Why are they
it
going to do
looks
Gladiator without Russell Crowe?
well, he's
Fuck.
dead. Don't you remember he died in it? I think it's a sequel.
Oh yeah.
It's a sequel.
Well, no, it could be a prequel.
No, but I know it is a sequel. I think. Wait, hold on, man. I think.
If it's a
Hold
prequel,
on.
he's not dead.
I think Russell Crowe might appear in it, maybe as like a ghost or something.
Ugh, God.
Denzel Washington's in it.
Maybe he's in the multiverse.
Denzel Washington and Pedro Pascal are the leads.
Okay, well, that's not really shouting out Russell Crowe's gonna have.
And it's gonna have remember the mom that he was like trying to remember his sister was trying to fuck the whole time.
From what's the Keanu Reeves movie where he's a lawyer?
Yeah, and then the son Lucius. It looks like Lucius will play a part. So Lucius will be in it again.
Nobody wants that child.
But I think the kids. Well, no. I think the kid's gonna be grown up at this point. It's like I think it's like a 20 years later after the original. Yeah, all right, it is.
Okay, so
Gladiator 2
follows playing the part, not the original actor.
Yeah, Gladiator 2 follows Lucius, that kid who's now 20 years old or whatever. That's essentially what the plot is that we know.
Okay, I'd rather see a prequel.
But yeah,
I wanted to know, like, why is the Russell Crowe character so fucking, great? Like, that's what I liked about Gladiator. Is like his part has this context and back history that seems so significant. You never see. It's just implications there constantly with whoever he deals with. Whether it's the king or the woman or Connie Nielsen, I think it is, that's trying to fuck him, even though it's like a weird relationship because she knows he's married, and then her brother's trying to fuck her, who's Joaquin Phoenix, and also kill the guy you're talking about.
Yeah. But yeah, the French critics have been less than positive towards this because again, this isn't very accurate at all. Le Figaro, who's a French critic, has said that the film could be renamed Barbie and Ken Under the Empire. He says it's deeply clumsy, unnatural, unintentionally funny. That is true. There's a lot of unintentionally funny, especially hearing Vive la France with an American accent. Definitely a little weird. Very anti-French, very pro-British rewrite of history, which would make sense because I think Ridley Scott is British. So this would be quite correct on that.
Like they're trolling.
Well, Scott said the French don't even like themselves. That's what Ridley Scott said at the audience. Honestly, I showed to in Paris. They loved it. He thinks everyone loves everything he did. I'm sure.
Have you been around anyone who's French, really?
No, I don't think I've ever met a Frenchman.
All I've really heard is that they, like you said, are critical of everybody, and they don't really use deodorant and smell bad. But their food is really good, and they have a rich history of film, going back to like the French New Wave in the 70s.
Yep, I think he did.
60s probably.
He did. I know there's a quote in here where he says something like "Go fuck yourself" to the historians or something. Like you weren't there. Remember you said like how no one was there. He said something like that. Well, you weren't fucking there. He said.
I mean, it's true.
Ridley
it's like,
Scott said that.
Tell me what the fuck happened based off of some book you read that could have been written. Of that, that's a good montage from
bullshit artist
from fucking Greasy Strangler. I know it exists too, of them just calling each other bullshit artists.
Bullshit artist. Yeah, I think I think I
played
on here once. Yeah,
that's a good montage. We should mix in.
Yeah, he dismisses the critics. The French don't even like themselves.
Dismisses.
Yeah.
That's such a good. That's such a good term. It's almost like your teacher just telling somebody like, "Okay, you can go home now. You're done."
The film's world premiere took place in the French capital, and Scott added he would say to historians questioning the accuracy of his film storytelling would be, "Were you there? Oh, you weren't there? Then how do you know?"
That's a pretty hard argument to dispute. It's like you can do that with like all this kind of religious stuff too. It's like you're just getting second hand, third hand, fifth hand fucking shit from
there's
possibly
some truth to
fake
that, man.
bullshit.
There's some truth to that. But again, he was a very documented person. He had a diary of every single day of his life. It is on file.
I know, but
So
we
do know.
You can still
We
make
do.
that
We do
up
pretty
too.
much know. I mean, I guess. I think we kind of know.
If I were
not really, because there's also there's other
in my
accounts.
life right now, there's a bunch of shit I would never write about. I would
but there's other accounts too. There's like people who are.
That's what you got to go off of, you know.
Yeah, but then there's also this. There's people who are like secondhand men and third-hand men of Napoleon that also have accounts of this. So we do know. He's actually a very well-documented person. There's a lot of people that aren't, but he is.
I'm not saying he's not documented. I'm saying whatever is being recorded is probably being manipulated in a way that he wants. You know, it's probably not some like fly in the wall shit. It's like he hired somebody to do and record what he wanted, you know?
Yeah. It is crazy how I was hearing about this, how we were just talking about it, but how Stephen Hawking went to Epstein Island. Did you know that? Stephen Hawking.
To do what? I thought his lower body's paralyzed.
Flight log. Famous people who are on the flight logs. You can Google it. Yeah, Naomi Campbell, Stephen Hawking.
Wait, Stephen Hawking. Yeah, there we go. Stephen Hawking.
Stephen Hawking.
It's insane. You think you had fun talking?
I want to go to the island. Why won't you let me go? Let me go.
Do you think you had fun though?
Oh, I had a blast. Went to Epstein's Island. So what are you looking at?
Flight log.
Famous people who are on the flight log.
Oh, this goes into a little bit further.
What's Tom Hanks got to do with all this?
He's always involved. He's been on the. He's one of those other guys that's been on the flight logs for sure. Good old Tom.
I don't know what it is. Like people,
You think you had fun?
People hate him now.
Want to tear him down.
Yeah, I actually kind of think like I don't buy all the stuff on him because I think people do just want to tear him down because everyone wants to, everyone wants to take someone down in America. So I don't really buy it so much.
Such a blatant, too goody, two shoes kind of asshole,
right?
You know?
But I do think that's probably accurate, and I think people just don't want it to be. That's what I think is happening. I don't think he's that bad. But yeah, here's a more Epstein.
But do you want to believe it? In the back of your mind.
I want to believe it because I want to see someone get taken
down.
You don't
like Tom Hanks?
I want to go to the island. Why won't you let me go? Let me go.
Do you think you had fun though?
Oh, I had a blast. One of the best times of my life.
What'd you do there, Stephen?
Ate a lot of good food. Hung out with good friends. Who, me? Just chilling.
Me chilling too.
Just hanging out for the day.
What a beautiful island. A butterfly has just landed on my nose.
I mean, what happens in their life? It's incredible. Like, that's an event. If a butterfly lands on their nose, that's an event for them.
What does he do during the day when he's on the island? Oh, you guys are going jet skiing? I'll just be here chilling.
No, they can rig up some jet ski for him, probably.
Probably have some fucking 17-year-old like grinding his face, right?
Well, wouldn't it interfere with him trying to talk?
Oh yeah. No, I'm sure he had a good time. Hey, 17 isn't that bad. Come on. That's like the thing is like I think there are a lot of creepy pedophiles, that are like these like a really young pedophile person, but like when you're into like a 17-year-old girl, is that like much different? I don't know.
You know what?
I mean, like, I get it. It's not right, but
what is the cutoff for pedos?
On.
Like, whoa, man, that's too young.
Well, I think apparently
like where does
the
pedo draw the line?
I heard these podcasts with
like newborn. I don't know.
Well, no, that's what it is, dude. That's the creepy shit. Like I heard this whole podcast. These people in Thailand, and it's basically these pedophiles over there. They like kids that are 2 to 4 years old.
Oh,
that's like what they want.
Okay, so
it's like a 16-year-old is a lot different than that. You know
I don't know
what I mean?
if it's like Dr. Phil or Oprah, but it was like some shit my mom was watching, and they were talking about the father. The kid was like like you said, like maybe 2-3 years old. They were in a bathtub.
It's
and
like
dipped,
disgusting.
he like got hard and like dipped his penis in the baby, and I was like, oh my god, like how is this on like basic cable right now? This is some
it's terrible,
fucked up shit.
Yeah, and that's where it is. Like that is fucking really, really wrong. You know, I mean, that's terrible. But like 16-year-old, you know, like that looks like she's probably 20.
Well,
like,
I mean, that's
really like
that's like Elvis Presley's entire.
That's what I mean.
Debut.
You know, like Elvis was like that.
Came up, his entire fan base were like 13 to 16-year-olds that could legally get married at that point. That's why Jeffrey Lee Lewis.
Like I do get it. There's something wrong because people are idiots at that age and everything.
But you know what it comes from? It's like
definitely a young person, but like there is some development going on.
What it is what it comes from is like early populations were so desperate, and like any procreation you can get at that point was successful, where it didn't really matter the age. As soon as you could produce, you need to make like 5 to 6 kids to create a workforce to like farm the land and tend to like, you know, a fucking farm and all this kind of shit. You know, you're almost like this self-contained community in the middle of nothing. So that's where it kind of all, I think, comes from.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, you know, that's why people make fun of like people from the South fucking their cousins and shit. But, you know, when you're surrounded by like 10
Your
people
cousins.
max, what's going to happen? You know, there's not really, it's not like you can log on an app and search out somebody to drive over.
Right. No, yeah. I think there's some truth to that.
Which I guess that in itself justifies everything that goes on in Hollywood. You know, that's instead of it being like communal families, it's like a cast that you're paying a shitload of money, and that's what you're fucking.
Okay, so speaking of that kind of stuff, this goes into my
so
next.
I guess Weinstein deserves a pass. You know.
Yeah, I guess he's safe. He's a cool guy, right?
I'll be back. I gotta get some water.
Well, hold on. The title of this next segment you got here is called "Diddy Done It."
It sounds like a.
Diddy Done It?
Like a children's puzzle book.
Yeah, it does. It's
you remember those
lawsuit puzzles
books where like you had to find like certain things in like a big pile of stuff, and there's like a puzzle.
Yeah, I mean, this is a crazy ass story. Diddy is accused of drugging, raping, and beating R&B singer Cassie, who I've never heard.
To me, the fucked up thing is most people that I've heard of are old rappers saying, and most of them have like failed, that they've been in this scenario that she's been in, where he's trying to fuck them instead of a woman. Right. So that's why when you told me this, I was like, I thought he was like secretly gay the whole time.
I think he's. I don't know his whole history.
He's probably bi, man.
Yeah, he seems like he's bisexual. But again, it's like, why would you, in today's day and age, why is that an issue? You know, like I'm surprised that he could be capitalizing on that. You know, like, but I don't know. Maybe it's because he's from a little bit of an older generation. I don't really know. That's part of it for sure. But yeah, this is a weird scenario. Accused of sex trafficking her on a weekly basis. And I didn't realize this, but this is his girlfriend too. You know, this was like his girlfriend at one point. They met when she was 19 and he was 37. So that a little weird too. I mean, I'm 36 and I don't think I'd really want to date a 19-year-old. I mean, I guess theoretically, yes. You know what? Maybe if I don't know. I don't think it's that big of a deal to do that, but it's all legal, right? But a little weird. It's weird. Weird. What would Rachel Zegler say? It's weird. It's weird. Something like that. Got to get her clip in here. I don't know what Rachel Zegler would say these days. She'd say something. She'd say something annoying.
Fear. F-E-A-R.
F-E-R.
That stands for false evidence appearing real.
Yeah.
Romance, do you know what it stands for? It stands for relying on magnificent and necessary compatible energy. Relationship. R-E-L-A-T-I-O-N-S-H-I-P. That stands for really exciting love affair turns into nightmare. Sobriety hangs in peril.
Yeah, and this came out like a little bit ago, but I didn't really get some time to look at this. But it is some wild shit to look into. I'll say that. Like, if you check this out, it's fucking nuts. The court documents are rather graphic. They describe Diddy turning Cassie into a drug-addicted sex slave who got brutally beaten on several occasions. And even so, there's security guards that have come forward and said this is all true. So, ain't looking good for Diddy. Did Diddy done it? We don't know. But if any of these things are true, these allegations are stuff that could send Diddy, or I think he's going by Brother Love these days, to prison for a long time. Could be pretty bad. He's actually already had some history of trying to settle out of court too. So I think he's already. That's another weird thing. Is like he's settled with her before, and I guess now it's just more things. There's word of him giving her millions of dollars to settle, which is also very, indicative of him being guilty of these things. We know like a certain somebody named Michael Jackson used to settle out of court with his accusers. So seems to be there's some fire where there's that smoke, right? But yeah, the graphic lawsuit is interesting here. Yeah, here's Diddy in 2007 with Cassie. And I didn't know Cassie, and I know she had some leaked things online, which I had to, subsequently look up and see what those were about. I had to research, I researched all that. So I did deep research on Cassie. I saw the undercover photos with her, and they're pretty good. Very nice. She's got some piercings, which I'm not a big fan of. To say it's kind of a turnoff. I don't like nipple piercings. I dated a girl who had nipple piercings, and I didn't like it. Didn't like it. I could do without the nipple piercings. I actually kind of like. To me, it's like I wouldn't. These are really good. You don't need to add anything to it. These are really, really good. These are awesome. These are some of the best things in the world. You don't need to add accessories to the best things in the world. No, thank you. I don't get it. I think it's I think girls like it more than guys do. I don't like that. But yeah, there are many accounts here. This is actually number 59 accounts. So it's like I'll read you the accounts here. But number 59, Mr. Combs.
He produces enough money where.
Oh, I was talking about
a lot of shit. I
was also talking about Cassie. I did deep research on Cassie with her leaked photos, and she's got those piercings, man. I don't know if I'm liking those. I dated a girl with those piercings, and I don't like it. That's not something to mess with. Keep them natural. Don't need to pierce those. But yeah, Mr. Combs became deeply involved with Miss Ventura. Her name is Ventura, her last name. I don't know if her real name is
Cassie Ventura.
Okay. Personal staffing attending Miss Ventura's day-to-day travel and other needs, including medical care. On multiple occasions, Mr. Combs had Miss Ventura's personal medical records sent directly to his email address. For instance, when Miss Ventura began experiencing memory loss, potentially due to excessive drug use and head injuries caused by Mr. Combs' beatings, as described below by her MRI results.
He also probably wants to know if she had any STDs or might have been pregnant, that kind of
probably. In this way, Mr. Combs exerted ownership over Miss Ventura. Another example of to kind of ensure her obedience to him. And she referred to her grandfather as Pop Pop. Mr. Combs was her name. That's weird. So she kind of considered Puff Daddy like her grandpa. Which is weird. He was 30. He was 37 when he started dating her at 19. I don't think he's that. I mean, I guess to someone who's 19, that's really old.
Well, the gap is pretty big.
Yeah, but again, do you really expect someone who's fucking rich and famous to be like not with someone who's 19? Like,
I don't.
I think it's funny. Like people like shit all over Leonardo DiCaprio. It's like, yeah, it's so fucking crazy to think he'd want to date a 24-year-old. Are you fucking retarded?
To me, it'd be more crazy if he was trying to fuck some 7-year-old.
Yeah, I mean that's where it's like these people who are like, oh, he's so gross because he's dating a fucking 24. It's like, what?
retarded?
Yeah, who would have thought a rich and famous guy would want to fuck a 20-year-old? Oh God, who would have ever thought that could have happened? That's terrible. No, that's how it goes. On January 2009, this goes back. Mr. Combs learned that Ventura spoke to another music manager at a party, and he became enraged. And he apparently stomped her head in a car that was leaving the club, and even her security guard.
Stomped her head in?
That's apparently the truth. And it's Roger Bonds was a security guard. He's actually come out and to collaborate this and
Like
kind of agree to this.
Curb stomping?
Apparently, he kicked her face multiple times in the car, and she began to throw up from the violent assault. And it's documented by the security guard
from American History X before, right?
Yeah. I mean, but I think it was more like in the car, probably kicking her a few times in the face. It's fucking weird. Although I do think it's like this was his girlfriend. That's another thing is if you look up his, like she is his girlfriend. So this is also like I know it's like. It's kind of half like a person that he signed, half someone that's actually his girlfriend. So it's kind of weird. It is someone who he, like if you had a girlfriend that you had signed to your record label and she's talking to another record.
A girlfriend is not like a legal status.
Yeah, I know, but it's like I get someone being angry, but yeah, doing anything violent, of course, yeah, that's not right. Upon recognizing the damage he's done, Mr. Combs panicked and forced his staff to bring Ventura to a hotel suite in the Los Angeles area where she was required to stay there for a week. During the stay, I guess he didn't let her out. It's kind of interesting. Let's see this. Within a few months of beginning a romantic relationship with the 40-year-old Mr. Combs at the time, she was 22. She felt beholden to his whims and demands. While in New York City, Mr. Combs, Diddy, the diddler, P. Diddler, wanted to engage in a fantasy called voyeurism, and Mr. Combs said it would turn him on if he saw Miss Ventura with another dick. End quote. So the first time
he likes to get cucked.
Well, this is where it's like the bisexual thing I think comes into play a little bit because the word is this. It's coming up in this next allegation. By the way, these are all legal allegations. These are like
wasn't he? Oh shit! Wasn't he on Always Sunny?
Yeah, he was. This is
like
a janitor, and he's playing bass.
No, I thought he like tried to heal them with some. He had like a botanical garden with like herbs and stuff that could fix Mac's rash or some shit.
Yeah.
How the fuck did you get that part? Like, why was he there?
When I was doing internships in the city, this was years and years ago. Actually, around this time, to tell you the truth, it's around that 2000.
Somebody tried to deal you?
Era. No, I knew some people that worked in the city and did work with Diddy for music videos and other things, and he didn't pay. He actually owed so many people money. That's why everyone's saying like he has all his money because he like wouldn't pay for shit.
Fucking tons of people over.
Yeah, he was a big like he'd fuck everyone over. Like there was multiple people production wise that he didn't pay and never paid for making full music videos.
Yeah, I've heard Drake has done similar shit too.
Yeah, I think they kind of like do that.
The OVO sweatshop, where they have tons of producers who are really desperate just to like have a connection to him, and then he uses their music and doesn't pay them shit.
Yeah. Claim 78. By the way, there's like so many fucking claims in here. This is the 78th claim. For the first time, Mr. Combs hired a man and brought the man to his home in Los Angeles. The man, Mr. Combs Ventura, wore a masquerade mask and ingested drugs while Mr. Combs directed Mr. Ventura to perform sexual acts with this man while Mr. Combs watched. Basically, it was like
that clip from fucking what's that hotel movie with Jack Nicholson, The Shining. It sounds like the bear sequence in The Shining.
Yeah, so basically Cassie was getting fucked by some guy while Diddy was
Duffy got fucking cucked.
Well, Diddy I think he was jerking off in the corner wearing a scream mask. You know what I mean? Like, so he was in the corner wearing a scream mask. Mr. Combs began to refer to these arrangements as, quote, a freak off or, quote, an FO. By the way,
hold on. Wait,
by the
do you
way,
really
all
need
this
to
stuff.
hyphenate that? It's already so short.
By the way, all this stuff. Yeah, exactly. All this stuff will be corroborated by 50 Cent. That I'll get to in a little bit.
Oh, that motherfucker has no.
There's legitimate
whatsoever.
There's legitimate confirmations of a lot of these things. This is where it's like it starts to feel like I think Diddy's fucked. Like I think he's fucked. Because it's like this came out and there's so many detailed accounts and there are people corroborating things and it's not just like one accusation, it's like 160. It's like a lot. Like that is bad. And if like 3 of these are true, then he's like fucked. At certain points, Mr. Ventura and Mr. Combs' relationship, he would insist on an FO or a freak off weekly. Mr. Combs repeatedly tell Ventura, Cassie, that this practice was our thing and our secret. Sounds fucking real to me.
Wait,
That's
that
all I'll
sounds
say.
like something like a father would say to their kid or something,
Yeah, I mean, this also, by the way, Vigilant Citizens is a very conspiracy site. So that's where I'm getting my information. But this is actually a legal document. So this next paragraph is a little bit more conspiracy.
You're going off of like something that was submitted to a court.
Yeah, this is a court. These are all court claims that are in these 87 quotes. But
we missed out on the whole Johnny Depp trial. We probably should have did more of that. But actually, you know what? No, we do have some Johnny Depp stuff, like him playing guitar with some wolves and shit.
This little quote, this little sentence here is a little more conspiracies, but this lawsuit states kind of how Cassie was heavily drugged to facilitate this whole situation. So Diddy acted as an MK handler, which again, a little more conspiracy shit there.
That was what?
Just kind of being a mind control sort of handler. She's like a sex kitten.
Like what drugs is Diddy?
All right, that comes up here. Claim. Here we go.
I think of like Diddy Kong.
Here comes I'll answer your question right there with claim 87. Mr. Combs always supplied Mr. Ventura and the sex worker, which was a male sex worker, which is weird. He was getting a male sex worker to be with his girlfriend with copious amounts of drugs before and during the freak offs. Mr. Ventura was given ecstasy, cocaine, GHB, ketamine, marijuana, and alcohol in excessive amounts during the freak offs.
Wow.
None of that sounds like unusual if you're going to be into this thing too. So it became a commonplace. It became a commonplace to get IV fluids in the days after to recover from the excessive substance abuse. Wow. Yeah. That honestly sounds legit, I'll say on her part. This sounds like very well documented on her part. Like she's been waiting to drop all this for a while.
Well, you know what it is?
Like,
I think
well documented.
Like she knew that, she really wasn't that talented, and she was kind of getting hooked up. So she had a backup plan the whole time.
Yeah, you might as well. It's like you might as well like make sure you got all this shit on record because he's fucking famous, and this is weird. Around, and also there are weird shit. Hold on, let me see if I saw this.
You don't just casually track all this kind of stuff when you're going through it. You're just living through it. This is more like there's some kind of agenda.
And it's like even before all this, like going back, like we'll get to this a little bit after, but there is numerous artists that he was connected to that ran away from the industry and turned towards religion, and multiple people witnessed strange things with him, such as forcing male artists to perform sexual acts on him, and an ex-bodyguard even stated that he saw devil shit. So that is there.
What male artists has he worked with?
Well, these are, I think,
No, I mean, not male, rappers. I mean, boy band, NSYNC.
I don't think he did work with them,
but
I don't think he worked with them. But I think it could have been people he was connecting with in parties and everything
he did some
too.
shit with B2K.
Well, I mean, I know this. He's very good friends with Jay-Z, and that whole New York scene. But I think it was more like, I know 50 Cent said he was like a weirdo, and that's gonna kind of come up.
Well, but, that's coming back to what I originally commented on, is that
But it sounds like she was forced into being like this
special parties and stuff, and a lot of time it just felt like an excuse for him to try and fuck you one way or another.
Yeah, I mean, it sounded like he also just wanted this girl to be like a sex slave, like more or less. And here's another Evan. This is Claim 101. Around August 2015, so we're getting a little closer to nowadays. Middle of a surprise birthday dinner for Miss Ventura's 29th birthday, Mr. Combs insisted that Cassie leave the party and go to a hotel for a freak off. I like this term. When she expressed that she didn't want to go, Mr. Combs had Ventura cornered by a security staff and forced her to leave with him. After this freak off, Mr. Combs and Ventura went back to the hotel room that Miss Ventura was staying in, where some of Miss Ventura's friends were already hanging out. Mr. Combs was severely intoxicated, and at one point during the night picked up one of Ventura's friends, like a child, and dangled the friend over the balcony on the 17th floor. Ventura and her friends were scared of Diddy's erratic behavior, but Ventura was heavily sedated because of drugs she took and participant of the freak off. I was unable to respond to
it's funny, like
Mr. Combs' terrifying behavior.
Constantly calling him like Diddy, this stupid fake fucking name.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm calling him Diddy. He's in his court documents. He's Mr.
Like,
Combs.
Everything sounds so like ridiculous and cartoony, but it's like
Cassie and Diddy,
real people.
Sounds like Donkey Kong characters, because they are. The freak offs became work for Mr. Ventura, Mrs. Ventura. Mr. Ventura. I'm thinking of fucking. I gotta go Cassie. I'm thinking of what's his name?
Jesse Body Ventura.
Yeah, I'm thinking of Jesse the Body. I saw what's that guy? He's a Mad TV guy. Sasso. He does a good Jesse Ventura.
Will Sasso.
Yeah, I saw his Jesse Ventura recently, and it is really good. It's like really good.
Mad TV was like the grimier.
Yeah, honestly, when I look back at it, I realized it actually was kind of good for what it was. Because it was exactly.
Some decent people came out of it. Wasn't Jordan Peele connected to all that shit?
Yeah, like a lot of people came out of it that were connected. Yeah, he was definitely in there. But yeah, this is a funny impression here.
I'm down in the Baja. I'm not even here most of the time. I have
that's really spot on.
Somewhere really north of 150 dogs, wild dogs they all answer to me. They all understand that I'm the head honcho, their main hermano. And we get down there. I don't know if you know this, but the Baja, the fish taco started in the Baja because the Japanese fishermen would keep just the worst parts of the fish for themselves when they would go to sell the fish. So they had the rotting part and they would tempura beer batter it, and fry all the stink out. And that's when I got so addicted to the flavor, I added the creme fraiche, and they said that's a great addition.
We need to stink out.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just surprised that he's really good at that fucking impression. Like he did it.
To me, it's like it's more than just sounding like the person. There's like a way that they like talk and breathe, and
and then even this.
That you really have to get on.
I gotta find the clip, but there's a part where like he's someone says to do like, all right, do Jesse Ventura like regular, then do him sad, and then do him like he's able to do the impression in different modes of emotion, which is like that's a next level impersonator.
Yeah, I mean I've seen like Frank Calando do that kind of
yeah,
shit.
but Frank Calando sucks. This guy's like,
I know he does suck, but he's definitely one of the biggest impressionists you'll come across. People love his John Madden and his what was that guy that coached for Tampa? Fucking John Gruden.
Mm-hmm.
Which John Gruden, do you see his cancellation stuff?
No, but it is weird. Yeah, with him.
He was
not like Diddy here.
He sent a lot of messages saying like Goodell was a faggot and certain owners are pussies and like all kinds of like anti-woke rhetoric that nowadays all you can do is just like list an injury report and what happened in the game. You can't have any kind of an opinion whatsoever.
Yeah.
You gotta like log off and let the owner take over.
Yeah, exactly.
Leave a temper.
See, I think I might have found the clip I was thinking of here with
or something. It's like
He's in the Baja. Yeah, I don't even live in the continental United States anymore.
He says that too, by the way.
I'm in the Baja.
Yeah, that's what he said.
He is out there. He'll go from, Halliburton orchestrated the BP oil spill. And then the next thing he says is, what's really good is we just tortillas with scrambled eggs. You should come. Would you like to sleep over? I have a spare room that you'd really like. It's woodsy. I've sort of brought Minnesota to the Baja. I call it Baja soda. Do you ever dine on long pig? That's what human being, because it tastes like pork. Oh, I gotta go in 4 minutes. No, stick around. Just getting started. Anyway, the Gulf of Tonga.
Yeah. Since you've been on, I had Jesse Ventura on.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a good one to get. I do love Jesse Ventura though. He's I do like him. I liked his show, Conspiracy with Jesse Ventura. It was so fake. I love these fake conspiracy shows. Oh god, it was so fake. Like it was such. I mean, actually, Oliver Stone's son is on it, and Oliver Stone's son was like such a fake bad actor. The third season of Conspiracy with Jesse Ventura is like a nightmare. It's like so bad and fake. It's great. Like I love it. That was something I always loved.
Like that hunting for Sasquatch shit.
It's of that level. It's like of that level. It's like they're pretending to being like tracked by the. It's like they're like pretending in a car, like that kind of shit. Like the FBI's onto us.
You hear like some fake growl off screen. It's like, oh, whoa, we got to come back with more guns.
He's pretending to have all these like revelations about these different things. Oliver Stone's son or whatever. It's like really fucking crazy. It's insane. Like that episode is awesome. I think it's talking about Oz or something. I don't know. But yeah, all right, back to Diddy here. Let's see. This keeps going. The FOs became a work for Miss Ventura, and despite her, protesting to all these things, Mr. Cohen insisted on in staging her with forced sexual encounters between Cassie and various male sex workers. The lawsuit also states that Diddy blew up Kid Cudi's car. That's actually interesting. I think she started to date Kid Cudi, and then he kind of fucked that up. So she tried to leave Diddy, and that's sort of where he like fucked things up. On March 2016, during a freak off at the Intercontinental Hotel in Century City, Los Angeles, Diddy became extremely intoxicated and punched Cassie in the face, giving her a black eye. After he fell asleep, Cassie tried to leave the room, but as she exited, Diddy woke up and began screaming at Ventura. He followed her into the hallway of the hotel while yelling at her. He grabbed her and then took a glass vase in the hallway and threw it at her. She's got so many claims that I don't like doubt this. Like it's just when you have like over 100 claims, there's something here that's real. You know what I mean?
But he always kind of seemed like a weirdo, kind of taking advantage of this position.
Apparently, during that incident, the Intercontinental Century City Hotel, he paid them $50,000 for the hallway footage. That's what we're talking about here. It's kind of nuts. Okay, let me find some more sensational stuff here. More freak offs.
Wait, so is his actual real name, last name?
Sean Combs. Yeah, his name is Sean Combs.
Oh, okay.
But he actually said in an interview, the only people that can call him Sean are his mom and Jay-Z, because that's the closest people in his lives. They're the only people he'll allow them to call him Sean. He's got to be Diddy to everybody else. Or Puff. Depending on who you were.
He's probably fucking Jay-Z.
I think he's a nutcase. I mean, Suge Knight always made fun of him. Said how, I produce albums and I don't fucking have to dance in the video. Remember how Puff Daddy used to have to dance in the background?
Well, you show that clip. Say like, if you want to join a label that doesn't have the fucking whatever dancing all in the videos and all, come to Death Row. That's
and that
the awards.
Yep, exactly. Here you go. I'm gonna play it because that's exactly what I was trying to like think of. And now that you like
Particular.
jog my memory of that, I found the clip. But yeah, here's Suge Knight. This takes you back, man. I miss these times.
Well, this is like some 90s, late 90s shit.
It's the best rap era.
Like Tupac, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre. I mean, that's a fucking great trio of people.
First of all, I'd like to thank God. Second of all, I'd like to thank my whole entire Defo family on both sides. You know what I'm saying?
He played football.
Like Tupac, keep his guards up. We ride with him.
He looks like he did. He's a big guy.
Well, no, he was Division One.
Yeah, I mean, he looks
and one other thing I like
legit
to say,
big.
any artist out there want to be an artist and want to stay a star, don't want to have to worry about the executive producer trying to be all in the video, all on the record, dancing. Come to Death Row.
I mean, he's right. He never did any of that shit whatsoever.
And the crowd. By the way, the crowd starts booing like crazy because
because
that
was in the East. This was in
New York City. Yeah. So the crowd is booing like nuts. This was funny back when there was actually an issue.
He never fucking. He could have easily put himself in all that shit, and he was behind the scenes the entire time.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So all right. More with this. In September 2018, this is getting a little closer. Diddy, Mr. Combs, went for dinner at an Italian restaurant in Malibu for what she believed would be a good discussion about her concluding their relationship for good. And this isn't far off from the breakup. The breakup happened pretty recently. I think the breakup actually comes in I think, late 2022. So it's not far off from this. After dinner, P. Diddy, he was with her for a long time. I'll say that. That was kind of interesting. After dinner, Diddy and Mrs. Ventura returned to Cassie's home, which was paid for by Mr. Combs. I guess that's the home itself. Diddy forced himself into her apartment and tried to kiss Miss Combs, which kind of is fine because that is his girlfriend. She told him to stop and attempted to push him away. Diddy then forcibly pulled Cassie's clothing and unbuckled his belt, and he proceeded to rape Miss Ventura while she repeatedly said no and tried to push him away. So there's a rape claim right there. That's a big rape claim. Okay, and we're getting towards the end of this. Despite the severity of the allegation, Diddy did settle the lawsuit in 24 hours. This all did get settled. What we're hearing is upwards of like $100 million that he paid off Cassie. Like 8 figures to silence this whole thing. So that's kind of indicative of lying about.
Probably more than she ever made from her music.
Oh, yeah. But again, it sounds like I think she kind of got blackballed. You know, like I don't think she was even able to really have a career. You know, like
she had a pretty good single. But then I guess after that it didn't take off enough for him to keep going.
And then this, man, there's some weird shit with, the bad boy signings of these rappers that eventually turned to religion because I think they kind of had traumatic experiences with Diddy. I mean, we know
Mace,
the biggest one here is Mace, and then Shine became like a Jewish rabbi.
Well, Shane was the guy
Shine.
blamed for the J-Lo gun charge.
Well, he took the fall for it, but apparently,
he took the fall.
Yeah, and I think
remember when he was fake fucking Jennifer Lopez?
Yes, well, I think Diddy was fake
in
fucking
some rhinestone jeans.
Yeah. Yep.
No, yeah, I don't mean Shine. I mean
Diddy. Yeah.
Whatever. Puff,
Puff at the time. It was Puff at the time.
Dr. Puff and Kong.
No money, no problem. But you know what, man? I'll have to say I did like
more money, more problems.
I definitely like Puff Daddy, and I like Big IG and Mace. All that time, I liked that shit a lot. That shit was good.
Yeah, because I would like go home and
man.
watch 106 and Park, and that's all the shit they would play over and over again. So
yeah,
I didn't really have a choice.
So it's like I can't, you don't
always
hate on
get
the music. I like all the stuff. I like Mace too.
Gangstar shit sneaking in the top 10 or
yeah, like I think Diddy actually, or Puff, whatever you want to call him, was actually pretty good at the perception angle. He had a very good
Yeah,
he knew how to
marketing.
make
Marketing.
yes.
And
Like, and also,
he's
like,
good
you remember,
at
like, that,
taking
like,
songs that were popular in the 80s and remaking hits out of them. Like,
but also all his, like, remember, like, the B.I.G. Videos felt, like, very cinematic. I think that, like, that got me because I was like,
well,
oh, these videos are fucking, like, good. Like,
he knew that
they're, like,
production
cool.
value.
They felt like movies, you know, like, they had, like, a movie vibe, and I was like, all right, I like this a lot. Like, that was, like, he got me on that, I think. Where, like, they're, like, jumping at parachuting out of a
where
fucking
him and
plane.
Mace were driving through the desert.
Yeah, like, that's exactly. That's exactly, like, in my head, too.
Do you remember that? Can we show that at all?
Oh, no, definitely not. But I know the music video you're talking about.
It's not this. It's not.
Can't nobody hold me down. Can't nobody hold me
down.
down.
I think that's it. Yep.
Oh no. Yeah. Got to keep on moving. Yeah. All right. So we're going through the proteges that didn't work out or turned to God. Craig Mack, The Flavor in Your Ear. His first record.
Well, the remix was the main thing with Busta Rhymes, LL Cool J, tons of shit. And then,
well, that was later.
Later on, yeah. There was that version with LP and
well, it wasn't a version.
Josh
They just
Racist
they did
Danny
an homage
Brown
to the video.
And,
yeah. It was an homage to the video. They basically repeated the video. In what's it, Mr. Motherfucking Esquire?
Is a nice way of saying like rip some shit off.
I don't know. There's a difference. I think it was an homage. It wasn't exactly rip off. It was just shot behind that white screen in black and white. That was basically it. And then there's the breast milk thing with the bottles and all that shit. But yeah, Craig Mack was the first artist signed to Bad Boy Records, so this was his first sign for Diddy. And his career was on the up and up, but then quickly went down. And the main reason is because Diddy discovered B.I.G., who, of course, is bigger and better. Definitely get that one and push Mack to the side. To make matters worse, Craig Mack's physical appearance became an issue. He was constantly the butt of ugly jokes in hip-hop media. And I have to say, there's some truth to that one.
That's the shit I was like kind of referencing earlier, where I was just saying like he's just like such a bland.
No, I think he's actually a good rapper. I think he's a good rapper, man. That Flavor in the Year,
his voice is
he's good.
Cool, but
no, I think he's got a cool voice. I really think he's actually good. I get why someone signed him. Like, I think that was a good sign. But yeah, especially in like 1994, because
but then you realize
has
a sex appeal, and then you get a 300-pound black guy with a Kangol hat.
Yeah, I mean, for 94, he kind of does sound like someone that was ahead of his time. He sounds like someone from 98, but he was in 94. So it's like, I get what Diddy was onto there. Kind of see it.
Maybe he's just onto his cock and fucking him.
It could be, man. Or was getting fucked. Or watching him jerk off.
Yeah, we gotta splice in some Beetlejuice cutaways.
Yeah. I have to get more of those. I really should get some of those. That one you sent, I've seen multiple times people using, and I could get the green screen one, almost like how I use
the one where he's trying to fight the midget guy in the hallway.
No, like the one where it's like I'm just hanging around. I've seen multiple. I think it must be green screen, that clip, because it's almost like my. You sure about that? I'm sure I could find.
You sure about that? You sure about that? That's why.
Like, I'm sure I could find beat in that green screen thing, and I could use clips how I want. Here's what Craig Mack looks like now. Ugh.
He
looks a lot old.
Nina Simone.
Oh, I guess he's had some health issues.
Oh fuck!
Oh, this is sad.
Get a side by side of this photo and Nina Simone.
Well, this is kind of sad. He did die at 48. He had health issues.
Whatever. Come on, you're ruining my joke with that negative news.
Well, it's the truth here. Craig Mack is dead. Mace dominated the charts, quadruple platinum. He even said here during an interview with the Funk Master Plex on New York's radio station Hot 97. I don't know if that's still around. Mace announced his retirement from music, calling to a pursuit from calling from God. Pursue. He claimed that he was leading people, friends, and kids down the path to hell. I think that was from Diddy. He stated
come
that.
on. Have you seen his new show with Cameron?
Yeah.
He's got some weird complex where he's like trying to be holier than thou and then stooping down to any level of relevance. So
yeah,
I
mean,
really
I agree with that. Pastor Mason preaching his ministry right here. At the time, Mace's retirement raised a lot of questions. What made him leave music industry? The speculation regarding Mace's sudden departure from Bad Boy stirred up a storm of controversy. How do you have a 19-year-old rapper named Mace who decides one day to wake up and say, you know what? I want to get out of this shit. A former Diddy disciple told The Voice. In 1999, Mace, whose real name is Mason Betha, quit Bad Boy. He now calls himself Minister Mace after a soul-stirring vision from God. Which kind of sounds like
saying the reason he got into religion because of
fucking Puff. No, I think it's because Diddy is like potentially a Satanist. I have to say.
No,
I think that's
the reason I heard that he got into preaching was because there's certain tax write-offs you can get from claiming a religion that coincided with issues he had with his recording deals. And
yeah, it could be, but he had he quit when he was still famous.
I don't think it could be. I think it's what happened.
No, I don't think so, man. He still could have got money from this whole business. So why do you just come out of nowhere? You're 19 and say like I'm done with this because he probably saw something that was bad. You know what I mean?
No, I think it's because the money that he made, he probably fucking blew through, and this is a way to kind of salvage his shit.
I think this is interesting. This is a bad boy insider saying, I think Mace had something over him, some little secret that Puffy didn't want out, and he used it as a bargaining chip to get out of the record deal.
Well, Puffy's probably sitting there saying, hopefully it's not a little secret. You know,
that's what I honestly, especially hearing about the stuff with Diddy, like I don't think that sounds wrong. It couldn't have been. He might have been forced out, or just saying like I don't want to deal with someone who's like this, and then Diddy's like, all right, well, you got to sign an NDA. You can never talk about this again. Like, and here you go. That probably sounds accurate. Here you go. Here's Shine. We are just talking about this with J-Lo. How he took the fall for the nightclub incident in I think it was somewhere in 90s, 98, 99. He went to jail for 10 years because of the shooting where it was innocent bystander got shot. No one got killed. It was just injured. 3 people got injured, which sounds horrible. Diddy was acquitted, but Shine went to jail for 10 years. And while incarcerated, he got out and he didn't want anything to do with Diddy ever again. And he became a rabbi in Belize. He's now a converted Orthodox Jew.
That's probably at the suggestion of his manager.
I think it's just like I think Diddy's got some
if you
real dark shit to him, man.
Tax evasion charge. We got to make you a rabbi in fucking Belize right now.
I think they're like, I don't want anything to do with Diddy. I want to like go to God because this guy is so crazy.
Yeah, I mean, looking at him right now, he looks like he's got it all figured out.
I don't know Loon. Do you know who this guy is? Loon? I've never heard of this guy.
No, but he seems like a goon.
Yeah. He released his first album with Bad Boy in 2003. And he left the label to start his own company in 2008. After a trip to Abu Dhabi, Loon converted to Islam. And he has now become a converted Islam supporter here.
It's like an extra on the wire. Or not.
It's a lot of Diddy rumors.
Oz.
All the artists have mentioned one point in common. They were signed with Diddy, and nearly all of them ended up hating him and resenting him. But what's the reason?
Getting fucked in the ass by Puff Daddy is enough to make you convert to Islam.
It could be that, or they're just like, yeah, it could be like they were liking the money for a little bit, then it was just too weird. Nearly every artist who signed with Diddy.
I've seen this clip where Puff Daddy's like being really uncomfortably kind of appreciative to
50 Cent.
No, Fabulous. And
okay.
Saying like, I love you, motherfucker. Why don't we ever hang out? And then
I did see that. I've seen that.
He's kind of his response is like, because I know you're a fucking weirdo pedo fuck, and I don't want to
Yeah. There's been some strange yet persistent rumors regarding Diddy. The main one, he flirts aggressively with male artists. In recent years, famous rappers such as 50 Cent and Exhibit shared some. By the way, both these guys are almost done out of the industry. Maybe coincidence. Shared some industry stories regarding Diddy's tendencies.
Might not be by accident.
There's also a bizarre video where Diddy talks to the 10-year-old Usher, come to live in his house for a year. In 2017, during Drinking Champs, an inebriated Diddy appears to be coming on to rapper Fabulous.
You know what's also weird is
this is it, right?
Had that weird relationship with Justin Bieber.
No, that was Diddy had a weird relationship with Bieber. It's Diddy. He wanted
Usher
to like.
Did.
No, it's Diddy, man. Diddy even there's a clip where he says when it's a 14-year-old Bieber, and he's like, when you're 18, there's a Porsche right there for you, and it's like weird. It's like, why would you give this kid a Porsche?
Well, Usher was like his manager type helper guy too.
I guess he's, it's like a, It's
Wait, is there a connection between Usher fucking Puff Daddy?
I think it's Usher. Maybe it was Puff Daddy was fucking Usher. Usher's that fucking Bieber. Then maybe
they should just like all combine forces into Hush Daddy, who's like the ultimate pedo.
I guess here's this clip you're talking about.
Yeah, I love this drink.
Yeah,
I like when you like this, Daddy.
Yeah,
Daddy, I like when you scrambling and scraping.
You tell he's definitely drunk.
I like that.
I'll be practicing. I got
Mr. Lee, I love this drink. I like when you like this, Daddy.
Where you put my bag?
Daddy, I like when you scrambling and scraping. When you scrambling and scraping.
No. Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna go.
That is fucking weird, man.
Just have another man call you daddy.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
You never had that happen?
Never had that happen.
Yeah.
Every day's a birthday on Drink Champs, goddammit. I'm in.
Where I look back on where I became.
Did you miss me though? For real, because I'm saying it seems like a thing.
I miss
this
partying
birthday
with
party,
Puff, man.
Man, but I'm talking about for your birthday. Huh? Why won't you party with me for your birthday, man?
We partied for my birthday before. You came to my party.
No, but me and you ain't never really party. You know what I'm saying?
That's fucking weird, man.
Yeah, the people around.
It's also like he's very drunk.
Uncomfortable and like not trying to look at each other.
Yeah, this is where the truth comes out too when you're this drunk like this.
Yeah.
Something's happening here.
Okay, so check this out. It's me.
It's also funny, like how like you don't realize that like right here, how old is Diddy in 2017? Like he's not young. You know what I mean? Like how old is he now? He's 54. So 2017, how long ago was that? Give or take, what was that 6 years ago? All right, so what is he? Minus 40. He's 48 right here. Like he's a 48-year-old doing this shit. It's kind of strange.
Ray J and F. Gary Gray. I'm a type of nigga. I like variety, man. I like people that's unpredictable. You know what I'm saying? I like different personalities. So I was like, I never knew they would become what they are today. But you know what I'm saying? They're like,
Were they eating cake?
That sounded like the type of night I want to have in Vegas. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. So
I like these captions someone's got here.
So Tyrese kept on talking.
This is a Floyd fight, right?
Yeah. And Tyrese keep on talking about like how you got to get back.
Yeah, it's like something Woody Allen.
Just like, the night ain't start. You got to get back.
I like the Nets hat though he's got there. It's cool.
This is kind of like the Hannah and her sister's hip hop.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, he seems pretty weird, man. And 50 Cent's another guy who's going on this. Apparently 50 Cent was courted by, which again sounds right on. Courting sounds right on with Diddy, but especially with that Fabulous thing. But 50 Cent was trying to sign, or no, Diddy was trying to sign 50 Cent before, eventually 50 Cent would sign with Dre. So, because 50 Cent is a New York guy. So you would think he would sign with, someone in New York. But I think, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think 50 Cent was kind of turned off by a lot of things. But he confirmed he saw some of the freak off pics of Cassie back in 2010.
What is a freak off?
A freak off was basically just her getting fucked by a male escort, and Diddy watched and jerked off with a scream mask in the corner.
So 50 Cent saw him get cocked?
No, I think 50 Cent saw videos and photos of like penetration of Cassie. And, you know, we've seen leak photos. I mean, there are leak photos of Cassie naked.
Yeah,
but they're not like
weird thing.
They're not
like when we see leak photos, that's probably just a hint of what's really going on in the footage that they have, which is probably like full.
It's full penetration porn kind of thing. That's apparently what.
Well, I was going to say like an
saw.
hour-long plus video of the whole thing.
Well, 50 Cent claims to seen photos, but probably just videos. Never mind. He saw videos of allegedly her getting fucked here,
mutilated.
Yeah. Yeah, 50 Cent explained they sent me Cassie's pictures, not the stuff that y'all saw. Worse, way worse.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's like the leak bullshit that we get is probably 10% of what's actually going on.
Yeah, shortly before the interview started recording.
It's an iceberg.
Yeah, so some nude selfies of Cassie leaked, which you can go watch those. You can go see those. She's got some piercings there and places she probably shouldn't look better without it. But 50 Cent claimed the photos he saw were not the ones that everyone else saw. Quote, penetration pictures and all that. I called Diddy and said, "You fucking with Cassie? Like, you really like her?" ? He was like, "Yeah, that's my girl." So I was like, "All right, I'm going to send you something. You look at it and call me back." At the end. I sent him pictures and called him back, and he was like, "Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. Where'd you get those from?" So he sent the pictures he got. So Diddy was like, "Where the fuck did you get that shit from?" And I mean, that's kind of weird.
But maybe he's playing dumb.
Oh, probably. No, I think he was probably like, where the fuck? He's probably thinking like, how did that shit leak? You know what I mean?
Well, that's what I'm saying. He's playing dumb.
It could be. Or it could be like, he's trying to kind of like, figure out what's going on. Like, where's this coming from?
Yeah, when he already knows.
No, I mean, you wouldn't. There is a chance that he might have sent it to one guy and then somebody like fucking put it all fucking out. 50 Cent has said some things about Diddy. They don't seem to be friends. He's thrown shade on Diddy a few times. 50 Cent.
Well, 50 Cent hates a lot of people.
Yeah.
Don't you remember like him and Ja Rule was pretty weird and
they got some issues there. Ja Rule for sure with that one like fake festival thing. He's got some issues.
Oh, that Fire Fest, yeah.
Yeah. 50 Cent received plenty of backlash after seemingly throwing shade upon fellow rapper Diddy sexual orientation during a recent concert in Europe. In the club, singer explained, "I no longer attends Diddy's famous all-white parties. That's why I don't belong to those puffy parties." N-word. I'm just gonna say, Diddy hug you from the front. And,
the N-word?
Yeah, Diddy hug you from the front and the back at the same time. Fuck you talking about? Said.
What does that mean?
I think that's some sort of gay reference right there.
Oh, I think he means like you get hugged and he grabs your ass.
I think so. Or
so
like
50 Cent never got his ass grabbed before.
I think he's kind of letting everyone. I think he's playing into that whole like Diddy's gay kind of scenario there.
No, I think what happened was he met Puff Daddy and he hugged him and then grabbed his ass a little bit and then he freaked out and thought this guy's a homo because he kind of touched my ass a little bit.
50's rant didn't stop there. He said, "Look, if you're into that, that's fine. I'm fine with it. Each to their own. I'm just saying this ain't my motherfucking kind of party. It's uncomfortable. I think I belong in the girls' bathroom where shit like that is going on."
Okay.
So yeah, I think it sounds like it might have been a little gay.
Like he wants to watch women piss and shit.
Well, I guess so. Or maybe just not be around.
So yeah, 50 Cent rather watch women on surveillance footage take a piss in her shit than get groped up by some gay guy.
Yeah, he said it's no secret Diddy and 50 Cent don't really get on the tube and in a difficult relationship for years, which does seem to stem from, I think Diddy wanted to sign 50 and 50 said no, and then 50 went somewhere else. But
50 Cent went with Dr. Dre and Eminem on Aftermath.
Yeah, and even in that clip with Suge Knight, you see Snoop Dogg in the crowd laughing at Suge Knight's little comment there on Puff Daddy. So that was very much obvious which side was which at the time. But 50 Cent has labeled him as, quote, fruity on several occasions.
That feels like an understatement, but yeah.
I love this topic. I have to say, this is a good.
I like 50 Cent, man. He's good for some sound bites and commentary. He doesn't hold back.
No, it doesn't seem like he does. I kind of like that too. He seems very real.
I never minded his music either.
It's okay. It wasn't like my kind of thing, but
he had this single called "Candy Shop" that was on.
Yeah, I remember that.
And the like black models in that shit were really fucking good.
Although the funny thing is, at the time, I thought it was like complete shit. And again, this goes back to like 2005. I thought this was complete shit. But listening to new rap today, oh my god, it's like head and shoulders above that shit.
You know what? Around that time period, it felt like people used flutes a lot in beats. You know what I'm talking about? Like flute beats.
But that song also does have that Dr. Dre beat vibe to it. That Candy Shop one.
Well, he was on his label.
Yeah, it definitely has that sound of the beat itself. Yeah, that is weird though. That you would definitely think someone from New York and East Coast would sign with someone on the like Jay-Z or sign with Diddy, but I guess he
unless they tried to fuck
had
him.
issues. Yeah, I guess they tried to fuck him too much. He wasn't playing with that.
Well, also maybe you just got a better deal.
Well, now Diddy's going by Brother Love, and his new album's coming out. His Brother Love.
Convenient.
Yeah, I guess it's a good time to be called.
Maybe
Brother
you should
Love,
go with Not a Pedo.
Yeah, Not a Pedo. I didn't
Is
fuck
that a
Cassie.
legal name that you can sign up for?
Maybe.
Nada as your first name and Pedo as your last.
But yeah, that concludes the Diddy Done It segment. Which I like that segment. That was a good one. Can't get enough of late 90s rap, right? The heyday.
Well, do you have did Puff Daddy try and fuck anyone from Wu-Tang?
I don't think that was actually what I was thinking about. You know what's funny? I was thinking about there's a lot of people that and apparently I think Tupac shit all over some New York rap groups that I was like, really? Like, you sure about that?
Yeah, I think like Mobb Deep, maybe.
That's what to say, Mobb Deep? Like, you're gonna go after Mobb Deep? Really? They're not even fucking
he had
big.
to. That was the whole East
They were just
Coast,
good.
West Coast thing.
I was just because they were good? Is that it? Like,
no, I think
that
it's
seems
just
to be
like
their only
whatever
like
competition is as far as sales.
Yeah, I guess so. It's like I was thinking, like, didn't look like that's what I was gonna say. It didn't look like Wu-Tang ever got involved in this fight.
Well,
I think they weren't famous
older.
enough. I don't think they were like they didn't get the commercial success as much as the other ones.
Because
they made money,
were,
but not like
they were
that.
more like early 90s than when all this shit really transpired, or almost like late 80s even.
And maybe even a little too
Wu-Tang's old,
a little too street-ish too. Maybe a little too urban for, you know what I mean? Like Puff Daddy's music.
They don't need any outside help. They're
I mean,
like
let's face
their
it.
own
Like,
industry onto themselves.
let's face it. Like Puff Daddy and Tupac, all their music was getting played by white people. Wu-Tang, not so much. You know what I mean? Like, not as much as those two.
I mean, from what I've experienced, Asians love Wu-Tang.
Well, but at the time, everyone loved. Like, I mean, Puff Daddy was all over fucking TRL. I mean, this is post the Notorious B.I.G. death, but all over. And then before that, Tupac was all over MTV.
Sting song that he made the tribute shit to.
I'll be missing
the
you.
Police. Every Breath You Take song.
Every Breath You Take. Yeah, that was everywhere.
He made that like horrible remake after he died, and like, isn't that so like kind of grimy and opportunistic?
Yeah, and I think he did it with Faith Evans,
Faith
who
Hill,
I think was Faith Hill was fucking
wife.
B.I.G., right?
Yeah.
She didn't want to actually be with him because he was too fat.
No, it's they were together, but he was cheating on her constantly.
Oh, okay. Well,
she's like a soul singer that did R&B stuff eventually. She came up doing like gospel type of shit. So she,
yeah, I mean, he was a good rapper.
She was like only gonna have sex until she got married, type of thing.
And it is funny, like watching these videos of now that I heard 50 Cent or Suge Knight saying that, like literally Puff Daddy's in the back of every single one of these videos dancing. It's like fucking
yeah, he's really obnoxious. I always found him very annoying. And
well, at the time though, it was kind of cool. But now when you look at it, it's not cool.
Anything at all.
No, I mean, like I said, at the time it was kind of cool, but not now. It's like when you look back in hindsight, it doesn't look cool at all.
No, it wasn't cool then. It was just like
I kind of thought it was cool
guy
then.
Who I couldn't tell, like, was he making the music or what? And then I found out, no, he didn't make any music. He didn't do anything as far as
he was the producer, in quote. So what does that mean? Was he just putting, like, what is he doing?
Like,
I was wondering the same thing.
DJ Khaled shit. You like just get a bunch of assholes together and take credit for it indirectly.
So he just put up the money, essentially.
Yeah, right.
He was the money guy, essentially. Which I could. But where'd he get his money from? You know, like I was thinking about that. Yeah, but why'd the label give him the money? Like that's the weird part.
Because he found people who made money.
Was it because he was in these sex things?
Well,
maybe that was why
too. But
that's what I'm thinking, man. Like, why did he get the money?
On Notorious B.I.G.'s career, you're gonna have people want to invest in your next.
Yeah, but he signed Notorious B.I.G. before he was anything. So then it's like, where'd he get the money to sign him?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Why was he getting the money to sign him?
Hitting on that, then he had people willing to put money behind him because of it.
It's almost like there's some connections, and I know with the Tupac side, the West Coast
he's
side,
like a general manager. To me, like Puff Daddy's like, you know, the GM of a sports franchise.
I mean, I wonder if it's
like, and then like Notorious B.I.G. would be like him hitting on a quarterback and winning the Super Bowl. You know, that's
I mean, I know on the West Coast side, there are some very rich white families that put in money to Tupac and other things. So it's like, I wonder if that was happening on the East Coast and Puff Daddy was just essentially like what you're saying, the GM given money by, you know, the owner type money, the white owners that are giving him money to find people. That could be the case. You might be right. It's just, they're like, he's into the scene.
Like, if it weren't the case, then like, instead of Puff Daddy being at that level, you would have like Patrick Mahomes being the GM or the owner of the Chiefs. You know, it doesn't work like that.
Oh yeah.
As much as like they want to trick you and make you think that's who's in charge, it's really like David Tepper who's in charge, telling Puff Daddy what to do. That's kind of what's happening. And then if shit goes wrong, you have Puff Daddy to scapegoat. You don't have to take the hit for it.
Exactly. Well, newest thing here is She-Hulk seems to be canceled? Question mark. She-Hulk
to me,
producer.
I was confused because like, how do you cancel something that I thought was already dead? I didn't know people wanted
it was
more.
dead. I think they didn't want to admit defeat. I think it's a big thing is they don't want to admit defeat. They want to pretend that it's good for as long as they can, and then until they think no one's looking, like everyone's turned to the side. Now we can actually cancel it, you know, because it's like they knew it sucked, but they didn't want to admit defeat. I think that's a big part of it, especially with a streaming platform. You know, it's still on their network. You know, like give it a few months and they'll probably pull it from the network, but they don't want to actually do that. But yeah, the producer admits that Marvel really struggled with the finale. The finale was like such a fucking joke. Like such a joke.
Oh my god, man. You watched enough of it to where
yeah, I saw the finale.
You knew like the whole plot line for the finale to really matter.
Yeah, there's a part where she breaks through.
Were you like getting paid by something to do this?
No, I was watching because it's just so bad. I had to watch it. It was just like it was so bad.
It was almost like a sick
there's a plot where she breaks through the screen.
Freak trip.
She breaks through the screen and she's on your, like, I don't know. It's hard to explain, but when you're inside the Disney Plus app, there's all these little squares of like what you want to click. she's on that. She breaks through your screen and she's on that. It's like the strangest fourth wall breaking thing I've ever seen. It was like retarded. Yeah, like she says that she breaks.
Would you rather fuck Ferris Bueller or She-Hulk?
I mean, I'd rather fuck She-Hulk. I thought she was kind of cute as the whatever this actress's name is, Tatiana. I don't think she's bad. She's not like anything gorgeous.
Tatiana
I would give her a role.
Maslany.
Yeah, I would.
Maslany.
Wouldn't say no, but for the
Jennifer
longest
Walters
time,
breaks through the fourth wall.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. Her name's Jennifer Walters.
That's the character's name of She-Hulk. That's
I really
She-Hulk.
struggled. I really struggled to get through though.
That's the character's name of She-Hulk. She's a attorney, Jennifer Walters. Miss Marvel, Moon Knight. But although I saw Moon Knight too, that wasn't. I didn't think that was so bad. It was a little ridiculous. Theaters? No, it's a TV show. Also, Moon Knight.
Oh, okay.
I kind of liked some of it because it's like a little outrageous-y Egyptian mythology shit in there. It was okay. It was definitely not good. She-Hulk was way worse.
Girl from the Marvels movie.
Yeah, that's the Marvels movie girl, Miss Marvel. So that's another thing. It's like that Marvel show is like so ridiculous because you need to have seen the Marvels. You need to have seen Secret Invasion. It's like there's so much prerequisites to even go see the fucking movie in theaters. Why would you think it would do well? No one's seen these shows.
Well, maybe they thought people would see this movie, like it, and then want to go and rewatch everything else.
I guess so, but I think you'd be confused if you haven't seen the shows. You'd be like, "Who the fuck are these people?"
I'm surprised by why Stranger Things didn't just parlay that shit into a movie.
I don't doubt that will happen. That might happen in the future.
No, but like
we don't know.
I didn't already. Like the momentum's already kind of faded. You should have hit that shit.
No, I don't know. I think they've been doing a good job of like when they release a season, it really hits. Like that last season, like it came out of nowhere and everyone fucking was on board.
No,
and it was good.
Movies.
Yeah, I mean the last season of Stranger Things was good. Probably one of their best. Like the first season's good. Well, I can't remember. Was that season 4 or season 3?
Well, I gotta say the way that the Game of Thrones finale went down kind of gave everything else after that a little bit of leverage and leeway.
All right, yeah, that was the 4th season. Yeah, so yeah, the first season was good. Second season kind of sucked. Third season kind of sucked. This 4th season was actually pretty good. Kind of brought it back. But yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen in the 5th season. I think they're still shooting it. Yeah. So there was all these rumors that all these shows were gonna get a season 2, but now it's kind of coming out that probably She-Hulk's.
We were talking about Doctor Who and Godzilla last week, and if you look on the right, they're all like popping up on these little ad things.
Yeah, because the Godzilla Japanese movie's coming out I think it already came out this week, -1. It's a Toho movie. It's not really connected to those movies. It's a Japanese movie. It's connected to the original franchise, but it did come out this week. I heard it's actually pretty good. I might check it out. I know it's all subtitled. It's like a legit Japanese movie. But the rumor is She-Hulk probably not going to happen due to poor audience reception. Who would have thought that if everyone hates this fucking movie, this show, that it wouldn't happen? Here's like there's some terrible fucking like Nielsen listings here. Like during a time when they should have been at the top here. They didn't even hit the top. Stranger Things had already been on for a month and they were already number 2. The Sandman show, which was incredibly mediocre to bad, was at the top. No one really of note. No one of note was in this. Was in
I
the
thought
Sandman
the Sandman was like an audiobook.
No, it's a comic. It's a graphic novel.
Yeah, I'm talking about the adaptation.
It was a Netflix show. It wasn't that good though.
Oh, I didn't know that. Who's in it?
I mean, there's some. No one really of note. Which is, no one of note, but that's not a bad thing though either. It actually like. By the way, it wasn't that bad. Actually, it had some cool shit to it.
They made a League of Their Own reboot.
Yeah, they did a League of Their Own reboot.
Who's in that?
I don't know. I think that. I think
like
we talked about
hotter
that.
people. I kind of
No, I think it was no. I think it was like super lesbian-ish. I think someone from some shitty. Remember, there's a Comedy Central show with these girls that were in Brooklyn or something.
Oh yeah.
I think that was one of their shows.
I know what you're talking about. Hannah Buress was in it.
I think so.
Yeah, I don't know the name, but
I never paid attention to that show, so I kind of.
I had forgotten about that show, man. I didn't need this recollection.
Yeah, but
it's like that whole like New York shitty hipster fucking comedy crap.
Yeah, I mean they didn't even hit like they weren't even hitting top 10s or anything like that. Like they had the Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power getting above this shit. This is during a time when that fucking show sucked too, so that tells you something. That fucking tells you something. Yeah. And look at the Rotten Tomato score here, 32%. And then a 77% critic score, almost like they might have been paid off.
Or just manipulated.
Almost like they might have got like a big gift bag in the mail for giving a good review. You know, getting some nice gifts there for that. There you go. It was really bad, but again, it was one of those things that it was like a crash where you can't look away from. That's why I think I watched all of She-Hulk, because it was like it's something you want to watch.
Do you mean movie crash or a crash?
Yeah, like a car accident where you got to turn your head and look and see what's going on. That's essentially
the
what
movie
this
crash. Fucking sucked too. I don't know how the fuck that one.
Could have turned my head from that one.
That's got to be like one of the worst Oscar wins ever.
Yeah, I mean, I never saw that movie fully, but I've seen a lot of it where I'm like, this is a fucking joke. I remember it was on all the time on TV, and I caught enough of it to know what the fuck it's about. And yeah, no thanks. Movie sucks.
You know, that movie really kind of was a precursor to all this horrible woke shit that we're going through now.
Yeah, really. I think so. No, I do think so. I think
Matt
a lot
Dillon
of there's so much stuff that we're not here for no reason. There's a lot of things that have contributed to this. It's true.
No, like Crash really is like the beginning and the end. That fucking shitty ass movie.
And even Bob Iger, Disney's dictator, said Marvel suffered greatly as the Marvel's disappointments at the box office. Yeah, this is a bomb. This is a bomb. No one's going to see this movie anymore, and it's still out in theaters. No one's talking about it. There's no word of mouth. The only word of mouth out there is bad.
As much as I want to just talk shit on the movie, it's like it's almost like beating
like a retarded kid.
Body, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, what are you gonna do? It's really not a surprise anymore.
No, it's not.
I feel like this is just it's either like a transfer of money or they're trying to tank it for a reason. There's too much. Yeah. There's too much money involved, and people.
It's the same thing with it's the same thing with that Indiana Jones movie.
But it's not successful for a reason. You can't just be this inept.
Yeah, it's the same thing with the Indiana Jones movie. It's like you could have I could have read that script, that movie. I could have read that script and been like, no, we need a way different draft. And they shot that. So it was read by multiple people, approved.
I feel like it's intentional. There's too much money involved to where
and it's this is going to be your last.
Haphazardly fucking up,
This is going to be your last Indiana Jones movie. This is going to be your last Indiana Jones movie. Wouldn't you want to keep it try to put a lot of high standards on it? And you could. I mean, if I read that script, I would have known it was bad.
For some reason,
I guess. I mean, there's nothing in that script that if you read it on paper, you'd be like, oh, we have to make this. No, I would have been like, no, rewrite that shit until we get something that's good. We have the money. You have the money to rewrite shit for an endless amount of time until you get something perfect. You are Disney. That's what I would have done. I would have been like, no, we'll wait until a 50th draft comes out that's actually good. That's what I would have said. Give me something that's good, and then we'll make it. Why are you even producing or starting to film shitty stuff that? The same thing with this Marvel thing. Why would you make a movie that you need the audience to have seen 4 other shows to know what the fuck's going on? Don't do it. It's crazy. I mean, I guess you're right. Maybe it is just like a purpose fail. It's hard to tell.
It's got to be. I mean, you can't be that stupid and end up with that much money involved unless you're trying to.
They're historically not that. I mean, like, come on, this is a major company and made tons of money. Like, they shouldn't be that stupid. It's like if we can identify that, they should. So it makes you wonder.
That's why I'm saying, like, there's a reason for it. It's not by accident. It's not like just at the whim of, almost like an election. You know, like people think, you know, like a bunch of fucking mouth breathers are going to dictate the future of what's going to happen. Like, this shit is set up, agreed upon, and predisposed way before the fucking morons line up to put their meaningless fucking vote in. You know, like, it's all already, like, set up. Whether they're going to make it look one way or another. It's not going to be at the whim of a bunch of fucking idiots. You know, they would never let that happen.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that. It's something weird. There's something weird there. There has to be, right? That's how I feel. But yeah, She-Hulk season 2 may have been canceled after the series budgets were insane. Yeah, like we said, we talked about this a bunch. It was $25 million per episode. And Five Nights at Freddy's, which is a big box office hit right now, which looks terrible, I'm sure it sucks, is about $25 million budget. I think it would have been 27. It's like basically the whole movie was made for one episode of this shitty show that no one liked. And the ratings didn't really work for it. So
I thought Five Nights at Freddy's was a video game.
Yeah, it was, and it was in development hell for a long time. Like it's an old game, and I think they were trying to make a movie for it for about like 5-6 years, but it all just like fell through. And then Blumhouse got it, and Blumhouse finally made it and did it for really fucking cheap, and it made tons of money. It actually is one of those movies that did really well.
I'll be back.
Yeah. But yeah, this is an insanely bad show. I'm happy to admit this is gone, but at the same time, this was, like I said, it was like a train wreck. So I would have liked to see a season 2 of She-Hulk. I'm almost disappointed. I would have liked to see the continuing adventures of Jessica Walters or Jen Walters. I think it was Jen. I don't know what it was. Jessica Walters, I think, is the Arrested Development mom. Jen Walters. Yeah, really bad. Embarrassing. You know, it makes you wonder. I think there's a guy they need to bring back from into Hollywood. Might make some money for them. His name is Mr. Harvey Weinstein.
Before we begin, I just want to congratulate Harvey and his wife Georgina on the birth of their new baby boy.
Thank you.
Harvey gave us just what we needed, another him.
Finally, I'd like to thank Harvey Weinstein. The Punisher, that's his nickname. The Punisher, yes.
Harvey, if I keep thanking you in public, people think we're having an affair. But nonetheless, if you're choosing sides in the playground before a scrap, I would like to have Harvey Weinstein and Graham King on my side.
Harvey Weinstein, Bob Weinstein, God bless them.
My friends at Miramax for making this film, especially Harvey. And
Harvey, thank you for killing whoever you had to kill to get me up here today.
And to Harvey Weinstein, the tough guy on the playground with the biggest heart. Thank you for saying you do anything for your friends, and you always do. Thank you.
And then Harvey Weinstein.
Harvey Weinstein. Harvey and Bob Weinstein.
Thank you, Harvey Weinstein.
I want to thank Harvey and Bob Weinstein, my agent, Kevin Uvain, and God, Harvey Weinstein. The Punisher, Old Testament, I guess.
Especially the bomber Weinstein, my godfather.
Is it better than I do?
Sometimes I call him Jennifer. It's a pet name.
Okay.
I would like to thank Harvey Weinstein
Harvey Weinstein, who believed in us and made this movie.
Harvey, thank you to Harvey.
Harvey Weinstein for his commitment.
And to Harvey Weinstein and everyone at Miramax.
These Harvey Weinstein.
Harvey Weinstein and Lawrence Bender and
Harvey and Bob Weinstein. You also break my heart with your uncensored passion.
But I have to thank Harvey Weinstein. And thank you, sir.
And of course, Harvey, who first took me on 20 years ago when I was a mere child sensation. I
want to thank the Mashbuka Weinstein. Mazel tov.
B-U-L-L-S-H-I-E. New word. A-R-T-I-S-T. Spells bullshit artist. I say again, bullshit artist. You're a bullshit artist. You're a bullshit artist.
Bullshit artist.
Bullshit artist. Bullshit artist.
Bullshit artist.
Bullshit artist.
Bullshit artist.
Yeah, that was the montage that I was hoping.
Yeah.
Oh,
bullshit artist.
Yeah, we might get in trouble for that.
Bullshit artist.
You might.
Bullshit artist.
Oh, for the nudity? I don't know.
Are a
Let's click.
horseshit artist.
You click.
I call bullshit on that.
Bullshit artist.
You're officially the world's biggest bullshit and horseshit artist.
Are you a bullshit artist?
Yeah, this has gotta, if we can, this has gotta be in the rotation.
Yeah, I gotta put that in the clip. At least some things there. Right?
Do you have different sets of clips, like the all timers that you go back to, and then like the ones you kind of that are lesser that mix in?
Not really. I kind of only have like it's like a big list. I have to like scroll through it and know where things are.
You can't make like mini playlists and separate the ones that are like
no, it's like a stack. It's like a
and the ones that kind of just like mix in for whatever we're doing that week.
It's a stacked list, man. But StreamYards, they gotta get that going. I mean, they got, you know what they need? They need more songs. You hear that?
Vaguely. What's that? The postal service?
How about this? I got that loop in there. That one's a good one.
This hers? Tell me!
Yes, I think it's, yeah.
How'd it get burned? How'd it get burned? How'd it...
What is it? What's wrong, sister?
I have to say that one's like I think I can't not laugh at a bear hitting a woman. Like
yeah,
every
but
time.
there's like certain things we do that I like have just guttural reactions to, where even if it's not appropriate, I can't control myself.
Could be that.
Don't you give me that look!
Man, that bitch got herself a nice little dumper.
You know, like I'll
like that one.
I'll run into like situations where I'm the only person laughing at something, and then it's like I'm looking around like, oh shit.
Yeah, well, that happens. It's a bullshit artist kind of thing. Yeah, I know what you mean. I gotta get that clip. That clip's gotta be.
No, please, yeah, that's gotta be like in the rotation of stuff. Especially that's a good piss clip.
Yeah, well, yeah, it is. Well, a little short. That's why I like the Weinstein clip. That's a great piss clip.
No, I know it is. I can tell that it's a good piss clip by how much it's been used.
It's relevant too because I like to. I love. It's one of those things that I'll never not love seeing these fake Hollywood actors like lean over this guy.
Clip, but it's a good reminder. But
yeah,
the best piss clip we have is the NBA 2K bad voiceovers. That's my favorite one.
I mean, I have that still here, but
I know it's just very old at this point.
That Weinstein thing, man, it's just they are such little fucking douchebags that like they'll fawn over someone and then the next minute they'll hate it's like, just remember that. Remember how they fawned
the
over
level of people involved too. It's like fucking Meryl Streep.
Exactly. It's a 3-minute clip. It's a 3-minute clip of very high level people talking about it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like these are not like people struggling who are bottom feeders to get a role. These are like high level fucking assholes who everybody loves.
It's like they're fawning over him while also the whole crowd is fawning over him. It's not even just like it's a next level thing where it's like everyone else is too.
It's
huge. It's like that's where it's like realize how he was a scapegoat under this whole Hollywood system. When the 1 minute they love him, the 1 minute they treat him like the villain. Like there's something to that there.
Who do you think is going to play Weinstein in the movie? I'm thinking Jonah Hill.
I don't know.
Maybe Joaquin Phoenix.
No, who's that?
He
Josh
really
Gad
fat for it, and
Josh Gad.
Josh Gad's not enough of a name.
I don't mind Joaquin Phoenix. I think he is good.
I like Josh Gad. He's funny. He's in. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. He's in this like really weird. I don't know if it was like HBO show with him and Billy Crystal.
Really, he's in Curb. He was funny in Curb. I think he is a funny guy.
Check it out. He had this TV show with Billy Crystal, and I watched a decent amount of it. It was really not that bad, but it was also like kind of weird combination.
No, I think he is a funny guy. I think there's he's a product of taking what he can get too. Like you associate him with that Disney stuff, but that's like basically all he could get at the time. So it's like it's a bad association. He probably is a funny guy.
T.J. Miller doing fucking what's that?
He was funny though in that in Deadpool.
No, the
other thing,
the bear that's
I know you're talking about the Silicon
Valley
shit.
Bear guy.
You're talking about Yogi Bear, the Yogi Bear movie.
Yeah, like
you see
gotta do
Chris
that kind of shit sometimes just to keep yourself.
Did you see Chris Pratt is playing Garfield in the new Garfield movie?
No. Why would you think I would see that unless it was like a trailer? There's no trailers for that yet.
I thought you were like a big Garfield head.
Garfield? That's with...
You're always complaining about Mondays and everything, right?
You know what I'm surprised they need to do a Muppet Babies fucking movie.
I have to say, like, what I saw of this trailer, I was like, you know what? I kind of like what they're doing. Like, I wasn't like super against it. I was like, I got it. Like, I was like, you know what? This isn't. And there's like a marketing plot to it. I was like, all right, I get it. Like, I get what you're trying to do. Money, this will do well. Kids will like this.
That's kind of a bit of a weirdo.
Yeah, and I think he's like I think he's just super Christian. I don't think Hollywood likes that either.
He's like a hyper religio freak.
No, I don't think I guess so. I think he said he likes to golf with his pastor, and then like Hollywood went off on that because they're like, this guy's a religious freak. He's all that. He's crazy. Yeah, just because he likes to golf with his pastor. Like, come on.
I think there was more.
That's crazy to go against someone for that. No, I don't think so. I think he's generally probably a good person that Hollywood doesn't like because they want him to be like Diddy, rape some,
I mean, if you know how to tame a raptor, you know how to tame a fan of Jurassic Park.
Yeah, I mean, he makes money. He's making money these days. He made money with Mario. I'm sure he'll make money with Garfield.
Yeah, if you were a
makes money with Guardians of the Galaxy.
If you were an old pedo producer type, who would be your leading man?
Wait, hold on. Am I trying to rape the actor?
No, you're trying to make money.
Oh, okay. All right, trying to make money. Okay, trying to make money. If I was trying to rape the actor, I'd probably do Timothée Chalamet because he probably looks most like
the waif of a man.
Yeah, he's a waif of a man. Yeah.
No, I'm talking about like.
If I tried to make money, I think they're right. if
But
they're
has,
right
like,
on the
a
Chris
level
Pratt.
of fan base that you're going to at least bank on.
Yeah, I think they're right on Chris Pratt. Then I'll have to say that I don't think there's anyone that comes to mind. I think he's one of the
I'd go
few
Keanu
actors.
Reeves.
Oh, that's a good choice too, but he's a little. But here's the thing: Keanu Reeves doesn't connect with the younger people as much as Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt's got a little bit of a younger vibe to him than Keanu Reeves. Keanu's kind of old now. What's he in his 50s? I mean, even though Chris Pratt's not young either, he feels younger or something. I mean, then if you're going to try to connect with younger, why not like
Keanu
Mr.
Reeves
Beast?
is too old compared to Chris Pratt? Because Chris Pratt's not that much younger, I don't think.
I think Keanu Reeves is older than you think. He just looks younger. Keanu Reeves is 59. Did you know that?
How old's Chris Pratt?
He's going to be 60 years old next year. Chris Pratt, probably our age. Chris Pratt's 44, but that's a big difference. 44 and 60. That's a big difference.
Yeah.
You know,
Damn, Keanu Reeves is. He doesn't look that old. Okay.
He doesn't look 60 years old at all. Like, I mean, he definitely doesn't. He still kind of looks like.
Then I'm gonna go.
That's a good thing for Keanu, man. He looks like he's 40, and that's a good thing for him because he doesn't look 60.
Who's somebody young enough to like be
honestly,
established but still be relevant for younger people?
I mean, unfortunately, you're gonna start to look at
Tom Hardy.
No, but he's not that famous anymore. He's kind of gone. He's not like big anymore. He's like kind of a lesser name now. I mean, if you're gonna start looking for someone that would influence the younger people, it's like TikTok and YouTubers, like Logan Paul. That's what you're looking at, or Mr. Beast. You know what I mean? Like,
but they're not.
I don't think we're far off from
they're
that.
not major actors. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about
Not yet.
You know what? I think you're right. I think it is like it's fucking Chalamet.
I think it is Chalamet. I think that's why he's Wonka, because I don't think there's anyone really else.
Chalamet adjacent type of fuck.
I think it is, but you know what the thing with Chris Pratt is he has this recognizable voice. I don't know if Timothée Chalamet really has that recognizable voice.
Well, that takes time.
I know Charlie Day is Luigi in Mario Brothers. I think he's a good choice, but again, I don't think he's famous enough. But he does have a good voice. He should be more voice acting.
His movie fucking sucked.
Oh, his movie really sucked. Yeah, really
Did
sucked.
we have any kind of stuff on that, like a review or any kind of?
No, I never did that. But you know that Andrew Santoro guy from the Bad Friends podcast? He's in the movie a few times. He's in like a couple scenes. He must be friends with Charlie. I feel like that movie was also like get all my friends in the movie kind of thing too. It's kind of weird. Like Glenn Howerton has a weird part. I don't know. It's weird. Ken Jeong's in it a lot. That's always a kiss of death. Ken Jeong having like a bigger part than he should.
Yeah, I gotta say that guy.
I think he's okay when he's used right, but he's not used right.
I mean, I don't really want to say this, but he feels like he's just kind of cooning and hacking in like Asian stereotypes for whatever his laughs are. He has no fucking talent.
That.
He's just like
no. I think he is. I think he does have some
basic hacky shit stereotype.
No, I think he does have comedy chops, but I think he does hack it up.
I don't know. I fucking hate Community.
I think he's a funny guy, but I think he does have
that Indian Dan whatever the fuck guy and the Talk Soup guy. Like I fucking hate Community. I've never seen an episode, but I don't want to.
The Talk Soup guy with the skunk spot on his haircut?
No, he's on that show Community with Allison Brie and.
I hate that guy. I know you're talking. I don't even know his name. I can't stand that guy.
Chevy Chase. I fucking hate that show, and I've never seen a minute of it.
Yeah, I never watched that show. So
the
I'm
guy
not
from
like
Atlanta, Danny Glover.
I think you're talking about Joel McHale.
Yeah.
Now the Indian guy, Danny Putty, he's actually funny on that Mythic Quest show. Mythic Quest, he's actually pretty good in that show.
What the fuck is that?
That's that Rob McElhenney show. It's actually good, man. I've talked. Yeah, I watched all of it. It's actually good, man. It's like basically he runs a game that's like supposed to be World of Warcraft, So it's like he's running World of Warcraft, and then he has this like team around him. It's weird because it like isn't relevant.
Is it on FX?
It was on Apple TV. That's why no one's seen the show. No one's seen it because of that.
Well, that's probably the issue because I thought it was going to be on FX and it never aired.
And it's got 3 seasons. It's actually like I have to say, it's a pretty good show. It's like I mean, when the 4th season comes out, I'll watch it because I liked everything I've seen. And there's a couple episodes out of the season that are like very, like they'll do like a random one-off episode that's kind of like different from all the rest of the episodes, and those are always really good. They're actually written by
what channel is it on?
It's on Apple TV, so it's written by McElhenney's sister, I think, and she's a really good fucking writer. Like they're like very good episodes, like way different than the whole show. Like everything she's done on the show has been really
she
good.
Probably did stuff with Always Sunny and was just not credited.
I don't know, but I don't think so because she feels more of like a dramatic writer. Like everything I've seen with her,
I'm thinking the way
like
like you talk about it.
Like I'm surprised.
She's probably been involved in helping him without getting any credit for it.
I don't know. I kind of hope so. She was like, I mean, she's good. I don't know if she has been though. Okay, no. She has been a writer for 18 episodes of Always Sunny. All right. She's written 18 episodes. So she's been involved. But yeah, all her episodes on Mythic Quest are really good. She's the editor and she's written a few episodes. She's good. I'd say like she's a good what I've seen from her, pretty damn good. And like I kept thinking like who wrote these episodes? I was like, these are really fucking good. This is like a really good writer. And then I saw like, this is McElhenney?
Find out who she is and buy some stock.
I was like, that's his sister? Like you would think she'd be like a nepotism hire, but I think she's actually like more
like
talented.
A nepo baby.
Well, I thought she'd be like a nepotism hire, but she's actually probably more talented than her brother. You know, like when I saw the writing, I was like, oh, this is really good.
You don't want to get stuck with a nepo baby, man. Those motherfuckers will just fuck you all the way up.
No, I think she's like a rare case where she actually had talent and was related to someone and got a little advantage, but she actually had talent. So it's like a nice push there. But again, she's nothing famous. She's only worked on a few things. So, but what I saw was really good. Some of the best episodes of that show were hers. A really good show too. A really good episode where it's got that guy. I don't particularly like the guy. His name is, what's his name? Joe Johnson or something. He's like from the Safety Not Guaranteed movie or something. He's all right. Joe Johnson, is that his name? Joe Johnson?
I don't know who the fuck that is.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of it. Yeah. Yeah, I can't remember his name. But he's been in a few things. I think he was in that Jurassic Park movie. What's the shitty Jurassic Park movie that came out like not too long ago? Jurassic World. Jurassic World, the first of the shitty movies. Yeah, Jurassic World. Yeah, his name is Jake Johnson. Johnson.
There's a really fucked up sequence in that first Chris Pine or the fuck reboot where the hot girl,
Chris Pine's not in that.
Both the kids gets like this
he's not
really fucked up abstract death where she's like thrown between like pterodactyls and then like sea creatures eat her and all shit. I was like, what did this poor bitch do to deserve this?
Yeah. Oh, but what?
Like,
we're talking about like people that can connect to younger people. I think Chris Pine might be one of them. Chris Pine, I think, is a good choice too. Chris Pine and Chris Pratt. I think they're both up there. I like a Chris Pine. I don't think he's that bad. I think he's a charismatic actor. Don't mind him. Again, I don't think we have any Hollywood stars though these days. Do we even have any Hollywood stars? I guess Timothy Chalamet is the only one. You know, he made tons of money off of some cologne deal. It's like insane. Same with Johnny Depp when he
Oh yeah,
he showed
like oh god, we gotta have that clip where you like play air guitar with 20 amps in the middle of the desert, and then wolves chase you around.
Yeah, and you know, like he made like oh man, it's like Johnny Depp made so much money for being the spokesperson. So he made $20 million for that deal with Dior. And then
He
Chanel.
lost it after that crazy psycho bitch shit in his bed.
No, that's new. I mean, I guess so. But he made $20 million to be the spokesman for Dior. And then, Chanel offered a deal to Timothy Chalamet. And Timothy Chalamet is making $35 million to be the spokesman for Chanel cologne. And all he has to do is like some voiceovers. And now he's making $35 million for that. It's like fucking quarterback money. You know what I mean? Like that's some quarterback fucking money for like 3 years kind of shit. That's insane. It's just crazy. I mean, that's very low level work. All you have to do is do a commercial. You do like 1 or 2 commercials and you just stand there like a model and you say like 3 lines and you make $35 million. Waif of a man.
Yeah, the bitches in these new Jenny Craig commercials are looking pretty good.
Really?
You'll see them. No, you don't watch basic cable, so you'll never see them.
No, I'm watching Wizard of the Oz right now.
But have you ever heard of her? H.E.R.
Absolutely not.
It's like some R&B fuck. Yeah, you don't. Yeah,
no, I've never heard of that. Ever in my
you're
life.
missing out, man. You kind of there's some ads.
Can't do it, man.
You kind of want to see sometimes.
I mean, I'm watching Wizard of Oz. Pretty good. They're going down this vaginal hallway right now. It's super vaginal looking. It's in the Emerald City, and I was realizing like this is so vaginal, like centric. There's so much theme work to Wizard of Oz. I think everyone doesn't realize there's a lot of occult references here going on completely.
That and the Labyrinth.
Yeah, but this is like one of those that I know there's a lot of connections to.
You don't fuck with the Labyrinth that Jim Henson
like Labyrinth.
David Bowie and Jennifer Connelly.
Yeah, I don't think there's too much going on in that. I mean, there's some Muppets. There's some Jim
I'm
Henson
talking about Muppets.
Oh, there's definitely Muppets in there. But there's like a lot of weird shit with conspiracies with the Wizard of Oz itself. I mean, even the writer was a weird fucking Thelema guy. He was into occult stuff and Blavatsky follower.
Well, wasn't there like a dead midget?
Well, yeah, and that too, the filming of it. But like even just the story is kind of strange. I think it's about there's a lot of talk that it's about like the gold standard of like United States. There's like a weird political references to it. It's strange. Yeah, there's a lot of political interpretations of I think it's about the gold standard. It's an allegory metaphor to the social events of 1890s. It does seem to be it's a good time too, man. The good old 1890s.
You got to get it in for it.
Yeah, right. Everyone's looking for that, right? That's some relevant shit. But yeah, I mean, a lot of weird shit too. Also, going back, man, some of the makeup in here looks awesome. Like the lion makeup is really good. The fucking robot guy, this Tin Man. And then even the Great Wizard of Oz, like there's some good looking makeup, and that the guy who had to put on that silver makeup, they were using actual lead at the time, so he was breathing in lead, and he actually ended up getting cancer later from it. That's how deep they went on this movie.
That's a fun fact.
It's a fun fact.
I hope he had on Jeopardy. At least that'll make his life worth it.
He had actual lead like concentrate on his face that he had to breathe in for hours.
I've actually heard a lot of dresses and stuff had weird cancerous dyes that would seep into their skin from the clothing also.
Yeah, and then even the girl.
I guess being like some fashion fuck at that point. It's not a smart idea, you know. Kind of get fucked over.
Yeah, and even Judy Garland, man, she was working for MGM, and they were like handling her. You know, speaking of Cassie, she was the original Cassie. She was getting passed around. You know, she couldn't. There was all these like, you know, like on set, you could actually look at the menus. You could look at the MGM menu that like an actor or director could order. She would order things like food, and because she was like contracted by the MGM handlers, they would only give her soup and cigarettes. So she can only eat like, I think like chicken soup, like one bowl and like cigarettes for like her whole life. And then she did kill herself, I think later. Like she was like constantly under the eye of the
it's fucked up.
studios.
Like she did look almost like anorexic, not eating whatsoever. And I guess at the time you think it's just by choice, but you don't realize it's being mandated.
Yeah, she was like a nightmare too. She was like a huge drunk, I think a drug addict, like suicidal.
Well, she made
all that
like
kind of shit.
club music, so to promote it, you got to be in that shit all the time.
She died of barbiturates, which were probably prescribed to her by the studio, you know, doctor at the time. Yeah, pretty rough life right there. I think she might have even said like, I think like her mom kind of forced her into being that. She was like forced into being a child. It was like all these things. It was like horrible. Like she had a horrible life. And then also, you know, after there's a big period of time where she was like used up, you know, like in Hollywood, you'd like do a few parts and you were used up. So you were like done. You know, like you're done at 30, you know, like, and now she's got to deal with all her issues that they put her on, where you only have chicken soup, cigarettes, and barbiturates. Then you have to deal with that life.
Was what was so great about the Mickey Rourke career resurgence.
Yeah,
that motherfucker got left for dead.
Yeah, well, a lot of people do, man. We like it, but you know what though? As much as we like a fall down, like to take down Tom Hanks or somebody, we like us Americans.
Yeah, but I think we like the fall. I think we like the tear down more.
But then we like the comeback though. That's the part of it. It's like both.
We like
man.
it, but the process
both
of
things
ruining somebody's
like Robert Downey Jr. Man,
a lot more
we
fun.
like the comeback. You like the Robert Downey Jr. comeback, you know, like people
Yeah,
like
that was a
shit.
big one. Ally McBeal. I don't know if you remember that show, but
yeah, did she have a comeback? She never had a comeback. She's fucking Harrison Ford.
Robert Downey Jr. on Ally McBeal was like
I didn't see that. I never saw Ally McBeal. I was, you know,
you didn't have women around you in their mid 40s or 50s at the time.
No,
it was a big show with dancing babies and lawyers.
I mean, I remember it, and I think I've seen some of it, but yeah, not enough to actually tell you about it.
If you're bringing up him, you would know that he was like a big.
I didn't know he was in Ally McBeal, so I'll say that. I didn't know
he was like a big actor compared to like the no-name cast they had at the time. Even though
because it was like he was probably a drug addict, take what he could get, right?
And this no, it wasn't.
I mean, back then, man, TV was like
a big part for him because.
But still, TV was a joke,
popular
man.
Show at the time, and him being on it kind of salvaged his career. Like,
but don't you remember, like TV was kind of a joke. Like it was not like looked good when you were a TV actor in Hollywood. Now it's a total different story. Remember, it used to be like that's the dreads of Hollywood.
It would be where actors go to die, or like really attractive women who really couldn't act, but have been in movies just because how good they look, would then go and do like stuff on TV. Like
what happened to Toto? Right?
Dario, you know, on True Detective.
Oh yeah, she's a terrible actress. Terrible actress. Smoke show, but terrible actress. She should get that Chanel deal. I'd rather have. She should have got the Wonka part, right? I'd rather her than Timothée Chalamet as Wonka.
You think Alexander Daddario can't deliver lines to Superwoman, and then you have what's her name?
Oh, she'd be better than her. She'd be better than her.
The motherfucker who can like has no tits, can barely even speak English. Instead, I mean, come on.
You know what's the fucked up thing about Wizard of Oz? That there's this lady trying to kill the dog in the beginning of the movie. Did you know that?
No.
There's a lady who hates her dog who's trying to put down the dog in the beginning of the movie, and she takes the dog from Dorothy, but then the dog escapes and jumps into the window. And then that's where she goes
Toto?
to sleep. Yeah, Toto was about to get killed by this evil lady in the beginning of the movie.
No.
Yeah, that's in the movie. It's a
I mean,
weird
I
dog.
haven't seen the movie in like fucking 30, 20 years. I don't even fucking remember when I saw that movie. So
yeah, still pretty good. Still pretty good. From the 1930s too. Got some midgets in there. Who doesn't like a midget? You know, you want some midgets. I think they knew what to do in the 30s with midgets. You got the Snow White, you got the Wizard of Oz. They were all in on that lizard shit. You know, like get these small people in there. Get some dwarves. I like a good dwarf in a movie. I guess that's why I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan, right?
And what's that show with Ricky Gervais and Warwick Davis?
Well, isn't there two?
Life's Too Short.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Do you have the? I don't know if we have the clip of. I mean, it's related to everything we've been talking about, but Johnny Depp and Ricky Gervais going at it.
Yeah, that's a funny clip. I think I can find it.
He's still in like wannabe Hunter S. Thompson mode.
Oh God, yeah. I know exactly. He was really doing that for quite a while, doing the.
I mean, the guy is
Hunter
so enigmatic. Once you've been around him, you probably want to be like some drug addict, psycho, shooting guns off. And
well, you heard. You know what? Before I play this, let's play the Hunter S. Thompson clip where he talks about him on Conan. Remember that? Remember Hunter S. Thompson was on Conan a couple times?
Yeah, I used to watch Conan all the time. I actually saw Conan live, and the studio is like a fucking
we were there.
bathroom.
Yeah, the studio was so small.
Really fucking tiny. It's pretty much just a desk, a stage, and then the band is off to the side, but it feels so disconnected because there's no like real stage stuff in between them to connect one or the other. It's just like you cut away completely.
Ah, shit. It doesn't look like he could find a complete thing here, but I know he said he's a fucking weirdo. It's like he's a fucking weirdo. He said he hung out in my basement. I remember him talking about that. It's like, yeah, he was in my basement. He was just being weird down there.
Wait, you're talking about Hunter S. Thompson calling Johnny Depp a weirdo?
Yeah, he called him a weirdo. He's like, yeah, he's a weirdo. He's
I
like,
thought you were
hanging around my basement.
Calling him a weirdo.
Classics is Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, Fear and Loathing on the Campaign Trail 72, and Hell's Angels. His latest book, Kingdom of Fear, is in bookstores now. Please welcome Hunter S. Thompson.
Definitely drunk. Ooh, he's having a hard time getting to that couch.
Yeah. It's funny. He has like a personal like drink handler.
100% fucked up.
Sure. Most people come around the front, but you do things your way, and that's cool. Sir, very nice to have you here.
Yeah, good to be here. Hi.
Hey, how are you? Good to have you. You and I had an experience once because you're a fan of firearms. You like to fire guns.
I enjoy it, yeah.
You enjoy guns. You and I once, remember the time we went out, you and I with a camera crew, and we fired all kinds of guns.
Yeah, I'm remembering.
Clearly that had no impact on your life. That was a big moment for me.
Oh, no, it was
Did
fun.
you?
I
What was your
it.
impression of me? Did you think I was a good shot? Let's talk about me. How was I as a marksman? What'd you think?
Me. Yeah, all right.
Late night with who? Not late night with Hunter S. Thompson. Late night with Kobe Bryant, man.
I heard you had a drug problem, but this is horrible.
Those rumors are not true. Those are some good times you and I had. Remember, we were firing those guns. You want to take a quick tour down memory lane? This was just a couple of years ago, I think. I forget when this was. We've been doing this show.
An original experience.
This is an original experience.
Yeah.
Let's show this to the people.
Yeah, good. This is really wonderful.
I'd love to do some shots with Hunter Thompson there.
Loosen this up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go throw up.
I gotta get that bear.
All right, go for it. Very good. That'll beat that bear.
Thank you. Yeah, you gotta. I like the safety guy just said, "Move your whiskey before you start shooting."
You dirty animal!
Yeah. What's Bill Buckner gonna think when he's watching at home and he sees
Nice. Riddle that bear forever.
Is he a Yankee fan?
No,
That man was
he's from
holding a
fucking
machine gun.
California.
Well, why is he
Gives a
shooting
shit.
at the guy on the Red Sox?
Yeah, if I sight it
I don't know.
on the right shoulder, sort of.
Oh, that's the
Yeah.
motherfucker who. Oh,
Buckner, through the
yeah,
legs.
the guy who blew the World Series because he fucked up his tail. Oh my god, that's how bad he fucked up. Where people made like couple cutouts.
Probably Conan hates him. Conan's from Massachusetts.
I guess it is all about me at the end of the day.
Okay.
But let's talk. A little controversial. Last year, it was a total accident, and your assistant's fine now, but you accidentally shot your assistant. Let's
No.
talk about that.
Well, it was not that way. She rushed into the path of a shotgun pellet.
So you were shooting a shotgun, and your assistant happened to be in the way.
I was shooting at a bear in front of her door. And
There's a bear in front of her door. Uh-huh.
yeah, everyone else, you know. And yeah, I told her and said, "Don't go out your door. There's a bear there." And yeah, I was pissed off. Anita got me out of bed and said there's a bear outside. But I just wanted to move it. You know, it was right in front of her door. She stepped on it.
Did you think for a second of using the McConaughey method of rushing the bear and hugging it and caressing it? No, this is your method. Is quite different.
Well, mine works.
Yeah. So you shot at the bear, and what happened? She came out her door around the same time.
Walked, instead of not opening her door like some, the reverse thing, like do not touch, wet paint.
Yeah.
Bang, right out the door, just as I pulled the trigger. And I don't shoot at the bear, I shoot at the gravel right underneath him. So the rocks bounce up and it gets him and stings him in the ass, but it doesn't
hurt the bear.
No. Yeah, he got up kind of annoyed and lumbered off. But just as I pulled the trigger, Deborah stepped out her door and bang, bounce here, bounce there. So, I think 2 pellets. It embarrassed me, ruined my safety record.
Yeah, what a terrible thing for you. But your assistant's fine now. Everything's fine. It all got.
She was fine in an hour, yeah. It made a lot of headlines and people got excited. I wanted to kill the bitch. I lured her out there and
now you've been portrayed in film not once but twice. Johnny Depp played you in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Yeah, with the Buffalo Room.
And apparently he practically lived with you and shadowed your every footstep so that he could learn how to be Hunter S. Thompson. Is that true?
Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
Weird
he came out there. Damn it.
What's the matter?
Never mind. Hey, you see my shoes there? Yeah, I want you to get these things. Yes,
yeah.
I made these shoes.
You made those?
I made them, yeah.
You didn't make those. Those have the Nike swoosh on them. You didn't make those. Hold that up.
Yeah.
Why? If you're making those shoes, why are you putting the Nike swoosh on them?
Yeah, it kind of has a panache to it,
Yeah. Yeah, I made this myself. It's pretty nice. Man, not nice. I made that. Something I like to wear.
I have a bracelet or two.
Yeah. Well, I like to. So Johnny Depp, he lived with you, and he.
Yeah, it was weird. Yeah, a serious actor apparently will. Johnny is serious. But the bastard moved in. We had him in kind of a cell in the basement.
Johnny Depp slept in your basement.
Yeah. You know, the guest room sort of, but it's a dark place. It has all kind of books in it, and also had he discovered a keg of dynamite, or flash powder, actually gunpowder, right next to his bed.
What was dynamite doing next to his bed? Why do you have all this dynamite?
Well, for bombs.
No, I'm just.
Damn.
You're going to be making some bombs. It's good to have dynamite around. You're making a cake, have some flour.
Bombs or making bombs?
Yeah.
Don't talk to me like that. What do you mean making bombs?
Yeah.
Why do you want to make bombs?
I'm guilty. How did this get turned around to me? I'm not making bombs. You're the one making bombs and fake Nike sneakers in your basement. What am I doing? I'm not doing anything. You know what? This is ridiculous. We don't have any time. There's so much. We haven't even gotten to any of our, but we're completely out of time. You have to come back. We have to talk about all of these things.
Let me just explain one thing to you.
Yes.
That this is the kingdom of fear, as I say here.
Oh,
and
the book
you
club.
are a perfect example of being a victim. It's clearly rattled you badly. And,
I'm a victim?
Yeah.
Why? How do you say I'm a victim? How am I a victim? Look at me. I'm happy-go-lucky. I'm a happy guy.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, that's good. No, don't worry.
Huh? Oh. You just touched me.
I know.
And I liked it. Kingdom of Fear by Hunter S. Thompson is out there right now. Go out and get this book. Sir, thank you very much for being here, for making time for us. We'll take a break, everybody. We'll be right back. Stick around.
It's a good dynamic right there.
Yeah, I remember the episode when they went shooting.
Yeah, no, I specifically remember seeing that on TV, and I was thinking like, oh, this is fucking crazy. He's got him on TV. He's got Hunter Thompson on his show.
I didn't think they were actually really drinking though. Like it probably was like fake drinks.
Oh, I bet you he was drinking.
Well,
I've seen
Conan.
Conan maybe not. No, I think he might have had the one shot. Probably had one drink. You know, like I can't see him do anything else. But I've seen the Hunter Thompson behind the scenes. I think it was on the DVD. Remember DVDs? It was on the DVD for Fear and Loathing, and he's a fucking weirdo, man. He's rattling the cage of that bird. He's got a bird that he's torturing the whole time. Remember that?
No.
Yeah, he's got this like pet bird in a cage, and he's like shaking the cage all the time, and it's like terrifying. This bird. It's like, and he's like yelling at the bird, and he's also talking about like, I don't know. It's crazy. He's such a crazy person. Like he really is insane. I mean, here's I think I might have found. Here's some of the clips.
You fucking shit bastard! Let me shoot them aside. Hard shot, you asshole!
The people who did this Declaration of Independence and the Constitution were good people.
Hey, like this!
And it's a good place. Here we are in the middle of it, right up on the mountain. If this son of a bitch wants to bitch about his cows over here and shoot at me, well, it's our country. It's not theirs. It's not a bunch of used car dealers from Southern California. Democracy, you have to be a player.
Just like crazy shit. Every time I was like looking
So
at
his idea for fun is just like shooting random shit in the middle of nowhere.
I think so. It does sound fun.
Day 3, Las Vegas, 12 o'clock now.
Oh yeah, the artist Ralph
Hollywood
Steadman
at 9, but Thompson
is the
has locked
narrator of
himself
this
in his
little
hotel room.
documentary.
When he finally lets us in, his
So I'd
face
say
is
it's 1 minute and 20 seconds.
No, it's longer than that. But this is a clip of it.
Hey, you look terrible. Hey, sit down something and anything.
Definitely was legitimately that character in the.
You might. Oh, yeah, that's too well not to do that. Well, that's good. Yes. Can you? Been vomiting blood this morning. What? Oh. Oh yeah. Yeah. You can speak to Ralph for a second here. Tell Cindy just exactly what's been happening. Just well, playing around, but it's obviously not. He's just. I don't recognize anyone anymore. Yeah. Good. Huh. Yeah.
But I was in no mood or condition to spend another week in Las Vegas. Not now.
Yeah, no, another
I had pushed my luck about as far as it was going to carry me in this town. All the way out to the edge. and now the weasels were closing in. I could smell the ugly brutes. Yes, it was definitely time to leave. My margin had shrunk to nothing.
Yeah, that's a good little documentary thing on there with Ralph Steadman and Hunter Thompson on the DVD. It's an awesome little documentary. Cool guy there. I remember he was on just like a crazy amount of cocaine. That was like his whole schedule of drugs were like crazy. It's quite the feat.
Well, I
Yeah,
thought
he
it
has.
was more complicated than that. He had like uppers to balance out the downers, and then
Yeah, I can write you his routine.
like stuff in American flags and.
Here's his routine. It's actually he documented it. It was 3 p.m. He
Pralines,
rises.
probably.
He rises at 3 p.m. Takes some Chivas Regal, which is some whiskey, with the morning papers, and then 3:45. Approximately only 40 minutes later, has some cocaine, another glass of Chivas, and a Dunhill, some more cigarettes. 4:05, the first cup of coffee with another cigarette. 10 minutes later, some cocaine. A minute later, some orange juice with another cigarette. 15 minutes later, cocaine. 45 minutes later, cocaine. 5 minutes later, cocaine. 10 minutes later, a coffee and a cigarette. 15 minutes later, more ice and Chivas, so some whiskey. 15 minutes later, cocaine. 6 o'clock, smoke some weed to get the edge off of the day. 7:05, goes to a tavern for lunch. Heineken, 2 margaritas, coleslaw, taco salad. Order a fried onion rings, carrot cake, ice cream, a bean fritter, more cigarettes, a Heineken, cocaine for the ride, and a snow cone. And then some more shots of whiskey. 9 o'clock starts storing cocaine seriously. So the other cocaine stuff was just a little thing. This is serious cocaine time. 10 o'clock, drops acid. 11 p.m., some cocaine, weed. 30 minutes later, more cocaine, et cetera, et cetera. That could be anything else. Midnight, Hunter Thompson is ready to write. 12:05, 2 through 6 a.m., more cocaine, grass, whiskey, coffee, Heineken, glow cigarettes, grapefruit, cigarettes, orange juice, gin, continuous pornographic movies. 6 a.m., hot tub, champagne, Dove bars, fettuccine Alfredo. 8 a.m., it looks like that's a sleeping pill. And then 8:20, sleep. That was his day right there for a long period of time. And no wonder he killed himself. Fucking hopped up on crazy juice all day. And cocaine. A lot of cocaine. I guess he had the money for cocaine. He had a lot of money, I guess. Probably spent a lot of it on that. That's what I would think. That can't be cheap. Right? It's $50 a gram back then. I don't even know what it costs now. Probably double it now. $100 a gram? I don't know. I know back when we were younger, it was that price. I mean, I've never partaked in cocaine, but I remember people around me getting it. And I always thought it was expensive.
Probably tried it once.
I've never tried any cocaine. I've actually
I had it once. Just kind of made my post-nasal drip worse, and it tasted like bitter salt.
Yeah, multiple people I know who have done cocaine have told me to do Adderall or Vyvanse, and it's better.
Yeah,
and
like
I've those.
Adderall and Vyvanse. I've been trying to get that shit again. It's just
it's like I don't think it's
or not subscriptions, prescriptions.
Yeah, I don't think it's really around like it used to be. I think that's kind of
I got it from
like a Quaalude. It's kind of gone.
Liana or whatever. I mean, not fucking
Leanne.
Doug's sister.
Yeah, I don't think she has it anymore though. I don't think it's. I don't think there's any. I don't think there's.
The few times that I had it, I like did so much shit on it. Like it was just like I recorded like so much stuff on it.
But it's got that Adderall vibe.
That's something though I would want to do every day. It's something I kind of would rather, almost like an acid trip, like just periodically mix in.
but it's got that like you do things on it and it feels like it's got this remnants of Adderall on it. You know what I mean? Like there's a stigma. Like let's say you write something like a bunch of stuff while you're on Adderall. It has this like Adderall vibe to the writing. That's always how I felt, at least. That it's like anything I did on Adderall, I felt like, oh, I knew I did this on Adderall. It like feels like a fucking sped up junkie. That's
it's
the
probably
vibe.
because it's all like stream of consciousness stuff that you actually.
Yeah, it's like all the finer details get thrown out
instead of just forgetting about it or putting
like
it
all
off.
the finer details get thrown out, and it's just like, right here, this is it. Blah, 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 blah. Like that kind of thing.
Yeah, you're in like a level of mania. That
like you're the product of the speed,
even though it's probably a bunch of bullshit.
It's like the idea is sped up by like 200. It's like like double the speed idea, and that's kind of the product you get. I'm sure all the professors or college professors are seeing tons of that, seeing like these Adderall heads writing paragraphs in college. I wish I had it in college. I would have loved it. It definitely would have helped all those papers. Would have made it a little bit more enjoyable. I probably would have done better.
What do you mean? It was around?
It was around. No, I think more back when we were in college, it would have been like Ritalin, but I don't think that wasn't the age of Adderall.
I just mean like stimulants were always around for studying and stuff. Even like people who don't do drugs who take that kind of shit just to be able to like cram for an exam or some kind of high end stuff.
I mean, I remember Ritalin being around, but that was like it wasn't like how Adderall was.
We were taking stuff that people would have like a psychologist or psychiatrist give them a prescription for, and then we're just paying for subs and stuff.
I'm sure Doug still has some. You know how he hoards drugs. I'm sure he has some Adderall around.
He does. He does have like collections of stuff, but does that shit?
I might actually even have an Adderall
and like go bad, or is it good?
I don't think a prescription drug really goes that bad.
I'm gonna ask him about it now.
Yeah, I think I might even have an Adderall pill around here somewhere. Makes me question this. I know I have some MDMA that's
because I'll pay for half of it if you still have one.
It's fun. I know I have some MDMA somewhere around my house, and I have to find it.
Well, I thought MDMA was like a crystallized powder.
It's like ecstasy.
Yeah, no, I thought that's like a powder. Everything else is like a pill, like a little pill.
Yeah, I know I have some kind of powder around. I know I have a powder that that's the thing is like I have powder that it might be Adderall, it could be MDMA. I can't remember. So it's like I could take one or the other, and it probably would be good either way.
Yeah,
I'd probably be happy either way.
Kind of function similar, yeah.
All right, well, on that,
I gotta go.
Well, hold on. Next, here's the. What do you think? Diddy done it? Did Diddy done it, loveds? That's the big question of the day.
Did he what? Rape Cassie?
Yeah,
probably.
Did he done it?
I mean, I think the whole point of this was that he probably did more than that.
Yeah. All right, so you're in agreement. All right, well, that solves for X tonight.
Well, what am I in, like a fucking court case?
Yeah, I mean, you're the deciding factor here. Lovitz Jr.
I mean, he probably, he probably did it.
Yeah, I think Diddy done it. All right, well, that's about it for tonight. Wizard_Shack on Twitter. Diddy done it. See you guys.